Good evening and welcome to Montpelier, Ohio for a second straight Friday night as we get ready to bring you week 4 of high school football to coverage this season. Tonight it would in years past be a tack game, but it is not this year. Cardinal Stritch and Montpelier. Stritch returning to football after having very poor numbers last year and not having a program, so this is their, I guess, reintegration year, for lack of a better word. So they're back and playing an independent schedule. And, of course, the Montpelier Locomotives. Let's be welcoming in my broadcast partner, Mike Bumb. And Foz, we were here a week ago. As big a win, certainly the biggest win of Andy Robinson's brief tenure here. You could probably go back a handful of years or more since Montpelier had that quality of a win. Now, I know you say that, and we say that, and Edgerton's a 1-2 football team right now. But Edgerton has been as good as it gets consistently for Williams County programs and for GMC programs through the year. And the way in which Montpelier won it, I think, also plays a factor. Had success, faced some adversity, and then answered that bell again and found a way to get it done in overtime. So all in all, one of those program-enhancing type wins potentially.
Well said. Program enhancing, I like that, yeah. And again, I think you hit everything right there in your the way they won it, the fact that they won it in overtime. It was a seesaw battle. They had to overcome adversity. Just when you thought Edgerton was going to win the game, Montpelier would make a big play and get right back in it. So it was one of those games that you learned a lot about the character of your team, too. And that's so important because football's a tough game. And you got to know what type of kids you have. It's not just how good you are with the measurements of how big and strong and fast. It's what kind of heart you have. And I think Andy Robinson last night found out his team's got a lot of heart.
Tonight we see a Stritch team that is, quite frankly, we don't know much about. We reached out, tried to get some more information, but kind of rebuffed by Stritch and didn't have a chance to talk to coaching staff or anybody else, so it's been information scarce. We do know they're 1-2 coming into this one tonight. They defeated Fremont St. Joe's on opening week, have lost to Colonel Crawford and Woodmore since. Montpelier, that's a common opponent. Montpelier held on and beat Woodmore in week number 2 for a 9-7 win. We know they have a very athletic quarterback who's back at Stritch for a second time. He had been at Cardinal Stritch, transferred to Clay, decided to transfer back. He's a big, strong-arm kid, possesses a lot of athletic ability. Andy Robinson said he is the key to this matchup here tonight.
Yeah, and it's key for Montpelier to keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get outside of the tackles and create with his arm and, of course, with his feet. He's going to be 75-80% of the offense of Cardinal Stritch in one way or another, whether that be running or throwing the football. Has some targets on the outside, notably a 6'5" wide receiver who's a returning starter from last year, their leading receiver, Nathan Frontline. That's going to be a matchup problem for Montpelier, simply 50-50 balls with that kind of length, and against Montpelier's defensive backs, which are all under 6 foot, and maybe the best defensive back is Nathan Rummel, and he's only about 5'7", 5'8" tall. So something that we're going to have to keep an eye on, and how Coach Branshaw, the defensive coordinator, kind of schemes and brings another safety over for support to try to combat that kind of length. But Stritch certainly presents enough problems that Montpelier needs to be concerned. Don't measure real quick, Andy, just on one common opponent. Montpelier beat Woodmore. Cardinal Stritch didn't. That Montpelier-Woodmore game could have went either way.
Sure.
So you need to stay focused and stay grounded. Right now, confidence is flying high for Montpelier. That's good, but you still got to play the game.
I want to ask you, too, about that, because there's a difference between being the hunter and, in tonight's game at least, the hunted. Montpelier dealt with success all week long. You know these. Great job. You did a great job on Friday night.
Pats on the back is what you're doing.
That's exactly what it was. It was a pat on the back type week. But now you are the favored team in this game tonight. So how do you deal with that success?
Well, good question. A couple things here. Montpelier has not been the favorite team very often in the last few years. So it's good that finally you've got people saying positive things about you, and it's good for your kids to have a little bit of confidence, because they haven't had that much confidence the last few years because they haven't had much success. So from that aspect, that's a positive thing. But you're right, on the preparation, not so much on the Friday night, but the preparation leading up to it. And I was not at practice, so I would not know. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when it was hot out, by the way, this week. It's beautiful tonight, 65 degrees and a little
temperature
bit of mist.
Beautiful, yes.
But when it's hot, how did Montpelier prepare leading up to this game? And that's a question we'll find out tonight.
We have a fall-like temperature night, and it has been one of those days that has just been annoying weather-wise because there hasn't been much, if anything at all, showing on any kind of radar. But we have had that drizzly weather all day long. It continues at least leading up to kickoff tonight. We'll see if it lingers throughout. So, and as you said, we spent a week where temperatures were warmer. We were in a normal Labor Day and post-Labor Day heat situation in Northwest Ohio that we're used to. But now tonight, temperatures are going to be in the 60s throughout. I mean, that's not like a cold night, but maybe the chilliest night that we will have here in the early going of this season. We're going to step aside and take a break. Our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with Montpelier head coach Andy Robinson is coming your way in just a moment.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Williams County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Andrews O'Neill & Lowe in Archbold, Bryan, or Wasion, or online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need. Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
Well, it's time for our weekly conversation with the coach, presented by Brian Ford Lincoln. We are talking with Montpelier head coach Andy Robinson. And, well, Andy, quite the exciting game for you last Friday night. Just kind of your thoughts looking back at the overtime win over Edgerton.
I would say exciting is probably an understatement. It's just watching the kids after that game, the community, everybody down on the field. That's kind of what we've been waiting for. That's what these kids have been working for. We did such a good job last week executing, the game plan we put together offensively, defensively. So it was good to see those kids finally execute that and get to reap the benefits from it.
Andy, you know as well as anyone what confidence can mean to a 16, 17-year-old kid. As that game went on, could you see the confidence just continuing to grow in your kids?
Absolutely. I think it started the week before with the big stop at the end of the Woodmore game. We had our back against the wall, 4 or 5 times probably during that game. Just bad punts and the poor field position. Our defense kept, making stops. Eventually the offense got going, put some points up on the board. And then, when we got into the overtime, it really wasn't anything different for us because we'd already been there, like I said, 4 or 5 times in the first half. You could see that confidence building. You could see kids understanding that, we can hang with some of these better teams. And now I think we understand that we can beat them when given the opportunity.
Andy, X's and O's wise on the field, either side of the ball, special teams, whatever, what were some of the things that really stood out to you, maybe some areas of the game that you really performed well in?
Well, again, I'll start on the defensive side because they've been the real anchor so far this year. So on that side of the ball, we're executing what we're asking them to do. And that has not always been the case here, as long as I've been here at least. We've really struggled to take what we've been trying to teach them in practice and put it out on the field and execute it. But we were able to do that this week. You know, a big focus for us was taking care of Scotty Krantz, and we were able to limit him to just about nothing, which was huge because he's such a good player in this area. And then offensively, we were finally making big plays when we needed to make big plays. You know, we still need to complete more passes throughout the game, but we were able to capitalize on big opportunities when we had that. And that's a huge step for us in the right direction because, again, that's not something we've been able to do, you know, in the past.
Well, next up for you, return home for the third straight week. Cardinal Stritch comes to town. Tell me what you know about them.
They've got some good athletes. They're doing a good job trying to put back together this program. They got some good athletes. Their quarterback does a really nice job. We got to keep him limited. We got to try to keep him in the pocket. We can't let him get loose. They got some kids on the outside that can do some things as well. So we got to try to bottle up their athletes. We got to try to get off to a really fast start. I think if we're able to do that, I like our chances on Friday.
You know, Andy, I know you'll have a great scouting report on them. You'll put together a good game plan. How much of it, though, still is just worrying about Montpelier and what you guys need to do to be successful?
That is still number one. We're still learning, you know, how to win games and how to take care of business Monday through Thursday. It's becoming a little more about, you know, taking care of a scouting report, but at the same time, like you just said, we've got to worry about ourselves and be able to, you know, execute what we're asking the kids to do. And if we can do that, then I think we'll be okay.
Well, Andy, we always appreciate the time as the Locos get set to make it 3 wins in a row as they entertain Cardinal Stritch tonight. We appreciate your time. Best of luck in this one, Coach.
Thanks again for all the coverage.
Absolutely. Montpelier head coach Andy Robinson. It's our conversation with the coach presented by Brian Ford Lincoln. Stay with us. More on the pregame show coming up after this on B-Rock.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
Get to Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan and pick up your gallon of paint to finish those outside projects at tremendous prices. Find the newest colors that are trending for 2023 and the best paint on the market. Clark & Kensington. Clark & Kensington paint should be your paint of choice. With excellent coverage, washability, and a lifetime warranty, Clark & Kensington paint with the primer built right in is the only paint you'll ever buy. And Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan is ready to help. Ace, the helpful place.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package, along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Back out here in Montpelier, we're at Hobie Krause Field on this overcast and drizzly evening. And again, normally we would be hearing from the second head coach involved in tonight's game. Repeated attempts were made to reach out and try to get a conversation, but all calls unreturned to us. So we're doing the best we can in talking about Cardinal Stritch. We can tell you a little bit about what they brought back to the table, though, this season. And remember, last year did not compete in a league. They just reinstated football and said they'll be in the TAC next year. The Cardinal Stritch Cardinals have a experienced offensive line back and a pretty big offensive line back as well, Mike Bumb. So this is one of those matchups where it's the quickness maybe of that Montpelier D-line, O-line compared to the girth and the physicalness, I guess, of the Stritch offensive line potentially. What style wins out up front tonight, I think, is a key.
Well, I think Montpelier's does, if you're putting me on the spot there, simply because both teams don't run the ball that much. And so Stritch is going to want to make this a finesse game, even though they've got some size up front. they're going to want to make this a finesse game, and that'll be advantageous, I think, to Montpelier, which is a little bit quicker.
Let's talk keys tonight. How does Montpelier win this thing as a favorite tonight? How do they win it?
Pretty simple. I think they got to continue to get maturation out of their quarterback, a little bit more consistency out of their quarterback. Boy, did he have some big plays last week and was fantastic in spots. So all things are good. He's got all the measurements, but the completion percentage, if we'd be a little bit critical, was 15 for 35. So some great big plays in there. The kids got the goods, all positives, but a little bit more consistency with the accuracy and simply completing passes. I thought Montpelier wide receivers overall did a pretty good job. Not many drop passes last week, but
I'd agree.
Complete those basic, what we would call routine passes, something we know he's going to do, only a sophomore. I think that's the big key for Montpelier. Secondly, you got to keep the quarterback in the pocket. All of our scouting reports that we've had is Cardinal Stritch has got a pretty darn good quarterback too, in Blake Kamilski. So keep him in the pocket. That means you're going to be telling your outside linebackers or your defensive ends, wherever they're playing. The difference between an outside linebacker and a defensive end this age is just simply, is he on the line of scrimmage or is he off? But you got to keep that quarterback within that pocket. Get some pressure from them, from the underneath players, meaning from the middle, but to keep the quarterback in the pocket from the outsides and make sure that he can't get outside and create.
You know, not having a team last year is a concern in terms of coming back and playing football, but I think something that offsets that a little bit for Stritch, 13 seniors, so they do have some kids that have Friday Night Lights experience as well. So maybe that offsets that a little bit. I would be a little concerned with the targets as well. We've already talked about Nathan Frontine, 6'6", 190 pounds. He is a target. Trey Neely is a back to keep an eye on out of the backfield as well. So they do have the ability to have some weapons.
It's a scary game for Montpelier, too, because you're coming off a lot of success. You touched on it in the pregame there that we talked about that. Does Montpelier come out? You like the fact that there's a little bit of swagger, a little bit of confidence. They believe in themselves right now.
Fine line.
But it's a fine line, isn't it? And as you said, this is a mature football team. I know they didn't have football last year, but they still have 12 seniors. That's 12 18-year-old bodies. That's a big difference when you're talking high school football. An 18-year-old body is simply bigger and stronger than a 14 or 15 or 16-year-old body. So be careful, Montpelier. You're going to need to have some confidence early on. Do not let this team hang around, because we know what can happen for underdogs. And quite frankly, if we're being fair, Montpelier doesn't have as good a roster as Edgerton did last week. I think that's fair to say. But Montpelier did what? They beat them.
Yeah, they did. We're going to take a break. When we come back, football on a Friday night. Montpelier and Stritch on B-Rock Sports.
Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op.
When you're on the road this summer, your rewards checking account at Midwest Community has deals from coast to coast that you can access online or in the app. It goes where you go, so you never miss a sweet deal on dining, hotels, entertainment, and more. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, just use the built-in roadside assistance to get back up and running. You also get cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and more, all included with your rewards checking account. It's banking that connects to life in all the ways you do. Learn more today at MidwestCommunity.org.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency, and the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95, or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power, and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net. Looking to earn good money in a great work atmosphere? Come join the team at 2020 Custom Molded Plastics in Holiday City. They're now looking for full-time and part-time production operators, and they have schedules that fit everyone. Earn $500 monthly for perfect attendance, refer a friend, and get a $500 referral bonus. No mandated overtime, clean environment, and full benefits at 30 days. Apply online today at 2020cmp.com, then stop in Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 for open interviews on Selwyn Drive in Holiday City.
Some numbers on Montpelier on the season. Hayden Sharps has thrown for 502 yards, 5 touchdowns, only a couple of interceptions. So he's done a pretty good job of protecting the football. But as Mike Bumb talked about, want to get that completion percentage up as the season goes on, just 37% on the completion percentage. Leading rusher on the year, Brennan Friend at 117. Remember, this is a spread team like Eden. In that similar fashion, Andy Robinson, of course, has Bob Olin as one of his mentors and loves the spread, but they do run it a little bit more than Eden does. Brendan Friend, 117 on the year. 11 catches for Cam Smith, 42. So Smith with the most receptions. The most receiving yardage belongs to Braden Brink. He has 8 catches for 245 and 3 touchdowns. In fact, also school record 190 last week in receiving yards. So Stritch at 1-2. Again, win over Fremont St. Joseph 41-6. Losses to Colonel Crawford 57-13 and Woodmore 40-16. Montpelier has wins over Woodmore 9-7 and Edgerton in overtime walking it off for a 34-28 win a week ago, and that one loss to an Antwerp team that is going to win a lot, if not all, of their football games in the regular season. They lost that one 42-6. So it's league night tonight for most of the leagues now. The WBL had already been playing a couple of weeks. GMC has their league opening night tonight. The NWOAL has its league opening night tonight, and also the home of the game of the night, at least on paper, Liberty Center at Archibald tonight. And Mike Bumb, you have not only a prediction on that game, but a prediction on the ceiling you feel on Archibald this year, right? Share that with our listeners.
You got your pen and paper down?
Anybody else at home, get ready.
Right.
We don't have the Wednesday show for the Foz locks, but this is a high school lock, right?
Archibald wins big.
Define big tonight.
14 points or more.
Okay.
Is that big?
That's big in this game.
I'm going to go one step further for you. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
You're going to roll your eyes. We're going to drop. Archibald will play for a state championship this year.
Wow.
They're that good.
Wow. That's D5.
All right. Now, we'll find out if I'm right, obviously, and time will tell. But that's D5. I understand. It's Coldwater and D5. I don't care. I'm telling you, Archibald's legit. This is the best Archibald team, period, on paper, maybe in the history. Now, the old-timers will tell you 1982, state runner-up team. They won the state championship in 88. This team's got it all.
Wow. I love it. I love the boldness of my broadcast partner. I wanted this when you were coaching. I wanted you to call out the other, something that, but now that you're a member of the media,
it don't matter.
I love that you are laying it on the line. So again, if you're just tuning in tonight and wondering what weather is like, probably the same wherever you are at. It's a little drizzly. It's definitely cloudy. This is our first worst night of the year, and that is not temperatures are in the 60s. It is probably the chilliest night that we have seen this year on game night, but 0 sunshine tonight, 0 humidity tonight. So those are your game cast conditions here this evening. Montpelier are going to get their hands on the football first. They're in their all dark blue uniforms with the white numbers, white helmets. Cardinal Stritch in their white uniforms with the red numbers and red helmets. Stritch will be kicking left to right here to start this game. So we'll see that Montpelier offense. The last we saw of them was a game winner in overtime on a Hayden Sharps quarterback draw from 20 yards out that won it. Montpelier last week had a couple of leads of 2 scores, only to see Edgerton answer back, and then Montpelier answered Edgerton, found their way to overtime, and a huge win for the Locos in week number 3. Now, how do they deal with success? Colin Kane is going to kick it off for Stritch. Stritch does have on the roster Kenzie Kinney. She is a 5'7" junior that's from the soccer team as well, so we'll see if they see her maybe extra points and potentially field goals. But as far as the kickoffs are concerned, it is Colin Kane. The run-up, the kick, and off we go for week number 4 of the high school football season. Rummel lets it scoot by him. He go get it at the 9. He's at the 10. Being chased down and lassoed inside the 10-yard line. Great job, Thomas Toyer, the 6'2" senior in the special teams play. So a little gaff to start the game for Montpelier.
Yeah, good coverage there by Cardinal Stritch, and Rummel just kind of let the ball bounce a little bit there, a little lethargic, and Montpelier's going to start off in terrible field position.
A week ago, they went 70 on the first snap from scrimmage for a touchdown over the top. Now they'll begin at their own 9, first down and 10, moving right to left.
Looks like Cardinal Stritch right now is man-to-man defense. 2 safeties over top.
Sharps will have 3 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. So an empty backfield for Montpelier on first and 10 at their own 9-yard line. Sharps gets the snap, looks far side, and one hops it in between targets, and it's incomplete. So it will be second down and 10 now for the Locos at their own 9-yard line.
We'll see if Cardinal Stritch disguises coverages or they stay pretty basic.
One receiver comes to the near side. That is Chavez Martin. Haven't broken huddle yet. See, 3 receivers are going to go to the right. 1 running back will stay in. That is Brennan Friend. Good to see him back in. Remember, he left in the second half of that win over Edgerton last week with an injury. He goes in motion, a quick toss to him to try to get the edge. He's at the 5. He'll get across the 10 to maybe the 11-yard line. Jordan Johnson, a 5'9" freshman, made the stop.
Just kind of a little quick pitch there. The left tackle, Ethan Pontius, who's going to be a real good one, only a sophomore, bench presses about 300 pounds, did a real good job of seal blocking.
Got about 3, so Montpelier will go 3rd and 7 from their own 12-yard line. Hash mark to the near side. 2 receivers to the left, the short side of the field. 2 receivers going right. Now flip a 3rd receiver to the right as Cam Smith will go to the right side. Pistol formation. The only running back is Friend on 3rd down and 7. Sharps turns, gives. Friend up the gut. Friend with a little daylight across the 15 to the 20-yard line is going to have enough for the first down, it looks like. It will. He gets 8 on the run, Mike Bumb.
Yeah, great job in the interior. Looked like a little trap play, and then Brendan Friend does a nice job of moving laterally. Took the first initial hit and then escaped off for about 3 or 4 more yards.
So a couple of carries for 11 yards for Friend to start. He goes for 3, then 8. And now it will be first and 10 Locos at their own 20 and a little breathing room to operate here. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left, 1 running back, and that is going to be Griffin Cooley. He finished the game at running back. Cooley gets the call. Cooley into the waiting arms of a enormous D lineman. That is Antonio Toth, 6'3", 310 pounds. He is one of 2 kids over 300 on the roster. By the way, GMC update, Wayne Trace on the board first. They lead Edgerton 7-0. Loss of 2, so 2nd and 12.
Well, that time right now, Cardinal Stritch had 5 defensive linemen, so just outnumbered Montpelier there, playing man-to-man in the secondary. Let's see if Montpelier tests Cardinal Stritch deep here in some 50-50 balls.
2nd down and 12 coming up from the 18-yard line. Cooley the only running back. Quick screen to the far side, and it's one hopped by Sharps, intended for Cam Smith, and it's another 3rd and long.
Yeah, just never really got off his fingertips there, Andy. And that's the accuracy thing that we're talking about that you know over time he's going to improve on.
Showdown game in the NWOAL. Liberty Center draws first blood. They lead Archibald 7-0. Long game.
I know.
But you knew they were probably going to get their lead. As soon as the Foz threw out that Archibald's going into the state championship game, Liberty Center is going to win tonight.
It's
early.
I know that.
It's early. I know. So 3rd and 12, 10.5 to go first quarter. Montpelier converting on 1 3rd down earlier on the ground on a 3rd and 8. Wing to the left, receiver to the left, and they're going to stay on the ground again with Cooley. Cut back, and he's across the 20 to about the 22 or 3 yard line. Great open field tackle made by Thomas Toyer, who had that special teams play, and they stayed concerted. They got 4, Mike, but well short of the first down.
Yeah, and a good play by Toyer there, because I think if he misses that tackle, Montpelier's in for a big game.
So now a 4th and long and punting situation, and punting, at least this time, will be Hayden Sharps.
Talking to the coaches, they think just a little bit more consistent than Cam was back there.
Sharps' kick is a good spiraling boot, and I think it may have hit Josiah Turner. It did. He has to go get it back at the 28-yard line. How about that kick?
Wow.
47 yards and no return. It helped that it got a little, well, they're going to, it helped that it got a little bounce off of the deep man. Not caught cleanly by Josiah Turner, but we will see that Stritch offense now on the field for the first time tonight. They'll start at their own 28-yard line. Quarterback is Blake Kamaleski, 6'2", 175 pounds. Paulding 2, Ayersville nothing in the GMC. Paulding off to a 2-on-1 start. Kamaleski on a little roll to the near side, and he is buried, and that is actually not Kamaleski. It's Tavon Madrid who took that snap. So Kamaleski not out there. He is now getting instruction on that far sideline. It's a loss of a couple. Fackler, who had a great game last week, Eli Fackler went and brought him down.
Well, he did, and then Griff Cooley came in and just laid the wood to him that time, and Madrid really took a hard shot there. We'll see if Kamaleski gets back in here at quarterback. I don't know what the reasoning was for that, but it doesn't appear. Yep, Kamaleski is back in now at quarterback.
No, I think Kamaleski's at wideout in the slot, isn't he? Number 5. Let's see. On 2nd down and 12, it is Madrid again, and they put it in the belly of Josiah Turner, and Turner nowhere to go. In fact, he loses more yardage back to the 20-yard line. That's -6. Eli Fackler, a second straight stop, and now it's 3rd and 18. Well, and you wonder, is there an injury to Kamaleski?
Yeah, don't know. Stats have been pretty good, but it looks like he's in the slot position now, and Madrid is playing quarterback.
Kamaleski, so he's well enough to play, but not playing quarterback unless it's a change. Again, all of this would have been helpful information provided by Cardinal Stritch. 8:20 to go in this first quarter. It's been nothing but negative yardage for Cardinal Stritch. They have a 3rd and 18 at their own 20. 4 down linemen for Montpelier. High snap. Madrid rolling out to the far side. Throws. Pass is caught. King Wilson Jr., 6-foot sophomore, makes the grab. He picks up 4 on the play, but is hit immediately on that far side and well short of the first down, so it'll be a 3 and out for the Stritch Cardinals. On to punt will be Blake Chesick. Chesick, a 6-foot senior, is on to punt. He'll await the snap inside or near his own 15. And how about this, Mike Bumb? Yeah. You're loving this. Twins are deep now for Montpelier in the return game.
Golly, it's genius there by Coach Robinson. I love it.
Rummel and Smith waiting near midfield.
Almost assured of some kind of return when you have 2 back in high school football. It's different than college and pros.
High snap. No pressure till late from Fackler, and a wobbler that'll hit at the Montpelier 40, take a Stritch bounce to the 47-yard line. 23-yard punt, no return. Montpelier and Stritch scoreless. We're back in 30.
Are you a bow hunter or just love the sport of archery? Need ammo or a new rifle? The best place to find it all is at Knocking Point Outfitters, the only gun and archery shop in Northwest Ohio, with a huge selection of bows including Matthews, Mission, PSE, and Bear. A large selection of all your favorite rifles, shotguns, and pistols. With their indoor archery range, Knocking Point Outfitters offers lessons for beginners to advanced shooters, team building, corporate events, and youth archery programs. Let their staff help you find the right bow or gun along with accessories that best fit your needs. They're located on County Road 17, 1 mile south of US 6. Knocking Point Outfitters, the starting point for every perfect shot.
1st and 10 Montpelier, a run to the left for Brennan Friend. It's -2. Jordan Johnson coming off that right side to make the stop. So 2nd and 12. 6:45 left first quarter, scoreless game on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Montpelier with their 2nd possession of the night. Staring at a 2nd and 12 at the 49 of Stritch. Wing left, receiver to the right. Staying on the ground with Friend, and he runs into the waiting arms of Wyatt Hayden, one of those seniors coming back, 6'2", 275 pounds. It's a loss of 1 for Friend, and it'll be 3rd and 13 at midfield.
5 guys on the line of scrimmage there for Cardinal Stritch, and they do have some big boys. Montpelier just not getting a push. Looks like basically all man-to-man in the secondary, Angie, so Montpelier hasn't tested Cardinal Stritch deep. It's got to be coming soon.
This is where Andy Robinson said the quickness needed to beat the size of Stritch. Crowding the line of scrimmage now on 3rd and 13 at midfield. Sharps, running out of time, is engulfed back near the 40-yard line. Knifing in to make the stop is 23, which we do not possess on the roster. So a great hit there, a loss of 10 on the play. And it will be 4th down now and 23 for the first down.
Yeah.
Bryan on the board first. They lead Delta 7-0. 2 returners going deep for Stritch. Thomas Toyer is an up man, and Josiah Turner goes deepest. It is a good kick by Sharps, hits at the 25 and rolls beyond Turner all the way down inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. That is a punt of 49 yards on the roll and no return.
Second punt now for Sharps, 47 yards and 49 yards. I believe, math, Andy, that's a 48-yard average. That's pretty darn good, by the way.
That is. They're getting the special teams tonight where they struggled a week ago.
Cardinal Stritch backed up now and on the 6-7-yard line and really generated nothing and didn't even look good. Last offensive possession here, so opportunity for Montpelier to maybe, who knows, put them in reverse and get a safety.
1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line, as they will send 2 receivers both ways, line up in the pistol formation. Tavon Madrid, the 6-foot senior quarterback, bellies it up on the interior. Not a lot of running room. It was taken down immediately. Ash Walls made the stop on Josiah Turner.
Ash Walls is one of those kids that just works his tail off on both sides of the football. And talking to some of the coaches last week against Edgerton, he may not have necessarily had great stats against Edgerton, but he was always there. He was always around the ball, forcing the quarterback away or in, or forcing the quarterback with hurries, and just a high character type of kid that really great locker room kid that every coach would love to have on their roster.
Turner got nothing on that carry, so 2nd down and 10 for Madrid in this offense. Lining up to the right side is Turner. 2-by-2 formation. Turner gets the carry again, and Turner is swallowed up, runs right into the waiting arms again of Ash Walls. 2 on the carry, and it will be a 3rd down and 8 coming up for Stritch at their own 10. Inside 4 minutes to go in this first quarter of football. Stritch and Montpelier are scoreless here on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Cardinal Stritch 1-2. Montpelier is 2-1 entering tonight. Again, not a tack game. As Stritch is just coming back to playing football, they are scheduled to come back to the tack next year. 1 receiver to the right, twins to the left. Madrid with Turner in the backfield as he works in the shotgun on 3rd down and 8. A rollout to the far side, throw into the flat. 1 hops for Kamaleski and incomplete. And it'll be another 3 and out for Cardinal Stritch as Montpelier gets their defense to rise up again, and they stand to get terrific field position.
Yeah. High snap last time by Cardinal Stritch on the punt. It was a very slow snap as well. Wouldn't be surprised if Montpelier tried to go after this one right now.
Blake Chesick to punt it away. 3.5 minutes to go. Rummel and Smith are the deep men. Defiance an 8-7 lead on Van Wert. So Defiance ending a losing streak to Wapakoneta 2 weeks ago. Ending one last week as well. High snap, pressure up the middle, and it may have been partially blocked. It was. Getting a piece of it was Eli Fackler. It ends up being an 18-yard punt and no return, and Montpelier will set up shop at the Stritch 28-yard line.
I think that's something Montpelier can go after just about every time they punt, because that snap is high and very slow delivery, Andy.
So back to Defiance trying to end the Van Wert skid tonight, and they're scheduled to do it without Brogan Castillo. Their leading rusher was injured last week in that win. So the thought was they hadn't ruled him out, but it didn't look like he was going to be able to go. Sharps gets the snap, gives to Friend, runs right into the waiting arms of a Stritch defender. Again, the Phantom 2-3 who makes the stop. You hate doing that, but there's just no name with a 23 on this roster. That's a loss of 2. A concerted effort from Montpelier to try to run the football. It's 2nd and 12 now from the Stritch 30. Under 3 to go in the first quarter. Second straight possession. Montpelier has started on the Stritch side of the field. Twins to the right, twins to the left. Pistol formation for Sharps. Cooley in the backfield on 2nd and 12 at the 30. Sharps wants to throw. Throws wide and low of Cam Smith. Incomplete. Intended there. Thomas Toyer had coverage.
This is really good field position, as you said, Andy. Montpelier just can't get anything offensively going. Stritch is loading up the line of scrimmage, making it difficult for Montpelier to run. And when Montpelier has tried to pass, it just hasn't looked very clean.
So now a 3rd and 12 from the Stritch 30. 2-by-2 formation. Cooley in the backfield. Pistol look with Sharps. He fires to the far side, and up the ladder to make the grab is Braden Brink. His first catch of the evening, and he stretches out and gets enough for a first down on 3rd down and 12. Pickup of 13.
That was a nice delivery. You see spurts of Hayden Sharps, can't you, Andy? When he can see so accurate one play, and the next play maybe not so much, and that's part of being a youthful quarterback there. That ball was thrown on a line there on the deep slant.
Second 3rd down conversion for Montpelier in this opening quarter, and a big one. 1st and 10 at the 17 of Stritch. 2:20 to go in the opening quarter. Slot right, slot left. Friend back in the backfield on 1st and 10. Sharps to throw. Sharps out of the backfield, finds Friend. 15, 10, cut back 5, into the end zone for the first touchdown of the night.
Nice little swing pass out of the backfield to Brennan Friend. He catches the ball, breaks one tackle into the end zone. Well executed by Sharps and Brennan Friend.
17 yards on the TD pass. And Montpelier this time capitalizing on the plus field territory as they cap off a 4-play, 28-yard drive. Pay it off with a 17-yard touchdown pass as Cam Smith is on for the PAT.
Cam Smith last week was 4 for 4, and they needed every one of them against Edgerton.
Speaking of Edgerton, they now trail Wayne Trace 14-0. Not quite halfway through that opening quarter as Smith's extra point sails through. New score on the Andres O'Neill scoreboard here. Montpelier 7, Cardinal Stritch 0.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
See Cannell Insurance Agency of downtown Montpelier, your auto owner's insurance agent.
7-0 Montpelier here, leading Cardinal Stritch. Quick NWOAL update. Patrick Henry, a 6-0 lead on Evergreen in that one tonight. What'd you like about that set of downs for Montpelier and able to punch it in?
Pretty simple. A 3rd down and long conversion there by Harry Hayden Sharps, who hit the nice skinny post or deep slant, if you will, to Braden Brink, and then executed on a little swing pass. So 2 nice plays with the accuracy was there. You see flashes of really, really good quarterback play out of Hayden Sharps, and when as he gets older and gets more accurate, Montpelier's going to have a gem there.
And an onside kick attempt, and Stritch will get on the football at midfield.
I really like that play call by Coach Robinson going back there to the touchdown to Brennan Friend. Cardinal Stritch is loading everybody on the line of scrimmage. Darren Montpelier playing a lot of man-to-man. Darren Montpelier to throw. That linebacker is very difficult for him to get out there on friend and make that play in man-to-man defense. And that time Montpelier took advantage of it. Really, there was nobody there.
Montpelier trying to steal a possession. And Stritch able to get on it at their own 49. This will be their best starting field position of the evening. Moving left to right. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Wayne Trace adding to their lead, now pounding Edgerton 21-0. Madrid on a rollout. Madrid is going to be sacked, and Eli Fackler continues to own and dominate the line of scrimmage. Loss of 7.
Yeah, I don't think Cardinal Stritch can block Eli Fackler. And just too big and too strong and too fast. And he's going to have his way, I think, all night long. So it's difficult. Cardinal Stritch, when they're throwing, if you've noticed, Andy, they like to run Madrid out to the right and left side to sprint out passing. It's going to be very difficult for them to do that, at least against Eli Fackler's side.
2nd down and 17 for the Stritch Cardinals. 1.5 minutes and rolling to play first quarter. 7-0 Montpelier on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 2-by-2 look offensively here, receiver-wise. High snap. Madrid then lost it and had to kind of regather the football. And as he was trying to sprint to the far side, Fackler gets home again. Another loss on the play, this time of 5, and it's 3rd and forever.
Okay, so here's the deal. Struggle a little bit pass protection. Cardinal Stritch run away from Eli Fackler.
Yeah.
You're not going to block him. It's just not going to happen.
Timeout on the field. 3rd and 22. Stritch is facing, trailing 7-0 when we come back.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb, 56 seconds left in the opening quarter. 7-0 Montpelier with the lead. Stritch staring at a 3rd and 22 back at their own 37-yard line. Josiah Turner is in the backfield for Cardinal Stritch. Quarterback is Tavon Madrid. Madrid again juggles the snap. Madrid trying to get away. Penalties down. It's a pass out into the flat. It is caught. A good spin move by Colin Kane. It will be a 1st down if this play stands. There are 2 flags on the field, one on the far side and one on the near side, and Montpelier feels like it's going to be against Cardinal Stritch, which would wipe away a 24-yard gain.
Looks like there was a hold back there, Andy, so
that was by far the best play of the night. That's going to be for naught. Holding penalty indeed on Cardinal Stritch. End of 1 on Q96.5. Bryan 7, Delta nothing. Bryan, of course, 67-46 over Fairview.
What was that score?
A week ago, 67-40.
I can't
There's
believe
some basketball games that aren't
God.
that.
I knew the score. I can't believe it. Wow, that's a lot of points.
Van Wert has grabbed a 14-8 lead on Defiance late in the first quarter. Van Wert, of course, one of the teams favored to win the WBL, lost last week. Line of scrimmage now back at the 27-yard line, so this is 3rd and 32. 2 receivers both ways, and Kamaleski is now in at quarterback. Kamaleski trying to run away from trouble. Kamaleski out of the pocket, throws short, incomplete. So now you really wonder why Kamaleski isn't, not that throw was great, but it has to be nursing some sort of an injury. You almost have to believe on that throwing hand or something, because you can't really think that they're outsmarting them, outthinking themselves here. Well, let's show Montpelier a different quarterback when it's been Kamaleski.
Well, they're 0-3, Andy. Excuse me, 1-2.
Yep.
Excuse me. Things aren't going the greatest. Maybe a quarterback change. Maybe Madrid's a little bit more athletic, and they feel like they need that creativity. A lot of reasons why it could have been Madrid with the start.
Blake Chesick to punt again. with 23 seconds left in the quarter. He dropped the snap and now is going to just try to scramble and get what he can. He may have panicked a little too soon, and he's going to be thrown down back at the 23-yard line.
I'm going to make a suggestion here. I know no one really cares what I think, but every single time, rush the punter. I don't think Cardinal Stritch is able to get the ball off under any kind of pressure punting.
I might even add to that suggestion by saying don't punt.
Yeah.
Just go for it every time, because you have shown the you haven't shown the capability of doing anything in the punting game.
No.
And now with that, Montpelier gets another short field at the Stritch 23. And I think that was just a classic case there of Chesick thought that there was pressure, but he had time to kind of get outside and almost rugby style that, and he panicked. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, plus a H-back to the left. They'll give to Cooley. Bounces to the outside of the right 20. He'll be knocked down, and he lost the football. Scooped up by Cardinal Stritch. It's picked up by Thomas Toyer. So Cooley ran for 5 and then coughed it up, and Stritch with a takeaway when they needed it the most.
Good gain. Good hard run there by Cooley. Just didn't finish it and tuck it away. Ball a little bit slick, but got to tuck that baby away.
That'll leave time on the clock for 1 snap here to end the first quarter, as it is a 1st and 10 for Stritch at their own 30-yard line. Coming up with a turnover when they needed it in a 7-0 Montpelier lead. Kamaleski remains at quarterback. Turner will join him in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left in this spread attack. 4 down linemen for the Locos. They'll give it to Turner on the interior, running between the tackles. He is going to be twisted down after a gain of 4 on the play. Tackle made by Eli Fackler and Ash Walls. 12 minutes of football complete here on an overcast, drizzly night in Montpelier. The score, the Locos 7, the Stritch Cardinals 0. You're listening to high school football on B-Rock Sports.
Be part of the Montpelier Athletic Boosters and help support all the athletes at the Montpelier schools by calling 419-485-6785. The Montpelier Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the Montpelier athletes good luck in today's game. Strive to be the best, and you will succeed at everything you do. The Montpelier Boosters are proud of all your achievements. Good luck and do your best. That's all anyone can ask. And go Locos!
Montpelier 7, Cardinal Stritch 0 here. Over on our sister station, Q96.5, Delta and Bryan are deadlocked at 7. All right, Foz, 7-0. Forget the score. I just want your overall impressions of what the eye test has told you here in this opening quarter.
Montpelier's in pretty good shape. Stritch has not proven to me so far in the first quarter they can generate any offense. That was their best play from scrimmage, that 4-yard run there by Turner. The kicking game for Stritch is struggling. I think Montpelier can go after every single punt. I think they should, and I think they'll have a high probability that they're going to get a block on every time they rush the punter. Montpelier just needs to settle down offensively, not turn the ball over. Of course, that changed some things. And I think they found something with hitting the backside of the backfield against that heavily fortified front by Cardinal Stritch with having 7 guys in the box.
So Camel in at quarterback, did not start tonight. It's a 2nd and 6 for the Stritch offense at their own 34-yard line. Kamaleski trying to get outside, is going nowhere. Grant Gurrell able to bust through and get in on his first snap of the night. That was going to be a zone read and keep and get outside, and Montpelier sniffed it out immediately. It's a loss back to the 26-yard line, and will leave Stritch with a 3rd and 14.
I've got right now negative 17 yards of total offense for Cardinal Stritch. And most of those, of course, are sacks, and only 1 completion for 2 yards.
So 3rd and 14 for Stritch at their own 26-yard line. Just underway in quarter number 2. Montpelier off to a 7-0 lead. Turner, the running back. 1 receiver left, 2 receivers, and a wing to the right. Kamaleski wants to throw. Kamaleski under trouble, and Eli Fackler gets home yet again as he continues to just play in the Stritch backfield.
A lot of strength for Eli. He's a weight room warrior. A lot of speed from him. And I think as much as Cardinal Stritch has got to pass the ball tonight, Andy, with Eli Fackler at defensive end, whatever the school record is, we'll have to ask Athletic Director Coach Brigle for sacks. I think he's going to get it tonight.
That is minus 10 on that loss. So it'll be 4th and 25. And now Blake Chesick is deep. Smith and Rommel are standing in Stritch territory. Stritch just beats the play clock, and that punt with Eli Fackler breathing down is just away, and it will be Smith inside the 40 on the return, lassoed in at the 36-yard line by Tavon Madrid and also by Thomas Toyer, 8 yards on the return.
I don't know how Eli didn't block that time. He jumped right into it, and the ball just must have went right through his arms. But again, can't say this enough. I don't want to continually beat a dead horse, but Montpelier needs to rush the punter every time. They're going to block it. They're going to block it every time.
Or get close.
Unless
or
they
alter it.
Yes. Unless they just miss like that last time.
This will be the 4th of 5 possessions in this first half that Montpelier will start in Cardinal Stritch territory. And this drive begins at the Stritch 36-yard line. Locos up 7-0. 10 and change to play in the first half. 2 receivers to the left, 3 receivers to the right. That's to the short side, so an empty backfield. Sharps to throw, fires, far side, slant route, caught by Martin to the 25. Martin still on his feet and taking a host of Cardinals with him to the 23-yard line. That will be a gain of 13 and a first down pickup.
Watching the last 2 weeks, Montpelier, Hayden Sharp, what he throws the most accurate ball is that slant pattern we just saw. Same one to Braden Brink last quarter, at that time to Chavez Martin. Pretty accurate throwing that ball.
So the gain of 13 from Sharps makes it a 1st and 10 Montpelier at the Stritch 23. Friend out. Jackson Staylor will come into the backfield on a 1st and 10 snap coming up here. 7-0, the only points. Sharps to Brennan Friend on a 17-yard TD pass. 2 receivers left, trips to the right. Back to throw is Sharps, has time, steps up over the middle, in and out of the hands of Rummel in the end zone.
Boy, that was a strong throw by Sharps on a dime and hit Rummel right in stride. He just couldn't hang on.
He tried to catch it a second time. It was in the hands, then up for grabs, tried to reel that second one in off the bobble and unable to do so.
Yeah, he knows it too. He's frustrated, doggone it, and sometimes that happens. You got to keep your eye on the ball.
2nd and 10 from the 23 of Stritch. Trips to the right, twins to the left. Empty backfield on this 2nd down and 10. 9:37 to go in the half, 7-0. Montpelier on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Play clock at 7. Sharps, again with time, throws into the outskirts and makes the grab. Nice catch, and submarining his way to the 10-yard line, Jackson Staylor, who will have another Montpelier first down on a pickup of 13.
Yeah. Nice job there by Jackson. So you can see Sharps seems to be getting a little bit more comfortable here these last few passes. Been on the money.
Is it going to be goal to go? Yes, it is. So 1st and goal, Montpelier at the 10.
Now, Montpelier struggled a little bit in the red zone, which is not uncommon for spread teams because you have more bodies in a consolidated area.
1st down and goal. 3 receivers left, 2 receivers right. 9 to go in the first half. Montpelier looking for a 2-score lead. It's a quarterback draw. Sharps with room to the 5, to the goal line, and stopped at about the 2. So a run of 8, and it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line.
It's the same play that Montpelier ran against Edgerton in overtime to win the game. Tackle trap. That time, again, just a yard short from getting into the end zone. Well executed.
2nd down, Montpelier. Multiple substitutions coming in now.
You see Grant Garrell coming in, the big 6'5" defensive end. Maybe somebody that they want to get into a one-on-one matchup here in the red zone and have a 50-50 battle and utilize that length. We'll see what Montpelier does.
Lines up as a H-back to the left, receiver to the left, receiver to the right, pistol formation, Friend the running back. Friend on the call, but a flag down. Offside, Stritch. So now it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line.
Something that's also be concerning is you're out of the shotgun all the time. When you get down here on the 1-yard line, you're taking the ball 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Montpelier combated that last week when they brought Garrell in motion, and it was kind of like a trick play in which he got underneath center and just kind of muscled his way in. Garrell is in the game and is in that H-back position where he was last week. We'll see what happens.
Not far from us First quarter in the books. Sand Creek, Michigan leads Eden 16-14. Back-to-back Michigan teams for Eden. They play Whiteford next week. Off the left side from a yard out, Friend is in for his second touchdown of the night. This one on the ground. 1 yard TD run, and Montpelier adds to their lead. So now Smith is on for the extra point. 6 plays and 36 yards on that scoring drive. So a 28-yard drive and a 36-yard drive. Out of the hold of Staler. Extra point on the way, and it is good. New score on the Andres O'Neill and Low scoreboard. Montpelier 14 and Stritch nothing. This is Friday Night Football on B-Rock Sport.
John Dye and everyone at Strong Real Estate in Montpelier would like to wish all the athletes in tonight's game good luck. Located right in the heart of Montpelier, Ohio, Strong Real Estate Solutions is successfully helping people find that perfect home, building lot, or commercial property. Strong Real Estate Associates are available to provide you with full service in all your real estate needs. Contact John Dye today at Strong Real Estate Solutions in Montpelier, Ohio.
Yeah. 6 plays, 36 yards. A Friend 1 yard TD run, so he has a touchdown running and receiving, and it's a 14-0 lead. And this time taking advantage again of the short field. 4 of those 5 possessions have been in Stritch territory, and Montpelier has been able to score on 2 of them, Foz.
And it's because really I think Caden Sharps has settled down. He's been on the money the last 2 possessions, and all of his passes have been either caught or should have been caught.
Was also told, pass this note along in that Eden-Sand Creek game, Eden's best D lineman and O lineman not playing tonight. Parker Kelly is out, so that is a...
that's big.
That is huge in that.
He was the one returning starter for Eden last year's offensive line, and he's an all-league player, so that's a big deal.
Kickoff coming from Cameron Smith with the Locos up 14-0. Smith's kick is a line drive that will be caught by Thomas Toyer at the 10. Make it the 20, 25, and out across the 30. And the back judge fires a flag emphatically down near the 40-yard line. I would guess some form of an illegal block, against Cardinal Stritch. So not much has gone well for the Stritch Cardinals tonight, Fozzie.
It really hasn't, and you just don't see the, it's early in the game, but it doesn't seem like the capability of generating much offense from Cardinal Stritch. And can't really get a playoff because Eli Fackler, for example, and other hosts of Montpelier people are really in the backfield every time and haven't shown that they're able to run the ball effectively. Punting game struggling a little bit, so maybe they'll find something that they can kind of turn it around here, but we have not seen them generate any. Got them right now for negative 17 yards of total offense.
There are some teams that you look at and come in and say, boy, they're a couple of plays away from being a better football team. Yeah. Stritch has the look of a 1-2 football team. Stritch will have a 1st and 10. North Central leads Hilltop 22-0. That game in the first half. Here is Kamaleski on the run, and the quarterback slide out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. He'll get a 6 or 7.
Yeah, that was a nice job there of executing up front by that big offensive line, Cardinal Stritch, and it's kind of just a quarterback straight lead right off the tackle.
2nd down and 3 for the Stritch Cardinals at their own 31.
Kamaleski's a big, strong-looking quarterback, about 6'3".
Andy Robinson told us he was the key tonight for Stritch. They had to keep him in the pocket and keep him surrounded. Twins both ways. They give to Josiah Turner on the interior, and Turner bounces to the outside, still on his feet. Will now finally be brought down near the 36 or 7-yard line. That's going to be enough for a 1st down, though.
Yeah, good strong run there by Turner. Montpelier didn't do a very good job of wrapping up because they were in position, and Turner just used his strength and turned nothing gain into something.
Gain of 5 as Stritch moves right to left. They have it at their own 36-yard line. 7:11 to go, first half. 14-0 Montpelier on the Andres O'Neill and Low scoreboard. Locos trying to get to 3-1 on the year. 2 receivers right and left. Kamaleski, the quarterback, gives to, pulls it back and runs. 40, and sliced down by Griffin Cooley at the 42-yard line. Now they got a little rhythm here with Kamaleski and company.
Hey, just when we talked about how they just couldn't generate anything, Cardinal Stritch comes back and proves us wrong, and 3 straight successful plays.
Second down, and let's call it 4 for the first down for Stritch, as they'll have it at the 42-yard line, hash mark far side.
Stritch, even though they're in the spread, they like to huddle and communicate what they're going to do.
They'll send twins to the left and actually twins to the right. One receiver left. Better hurry. Play clock at 4. At 3. Kamaleski with a pair of running backs. Gives it on the interior to Thomas Toyer. And Toyer is able to slither his way through across the 45-yard line. Tripped up by Eli Fackler, but a gain of the 4 that they needed. Making Ash Walls on the tackle.
I'd like to see Toyer carry the ball a few more times. He's got some speed.
Patrick Henry, 22-0 lead on Evergreen now. Last we heard on Liberty Center Archbold, that was 7-0. Montpelier wants a timeout, nearing the midway point of quarter number 2. It's the Locos 14, Stritch 0 here on V-Rock Sport.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley and not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Thiel Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Thiel Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
Next week, Foz and I, tough week to find games. You and I are going to head place we haven't been together in a decade. We're going to Ayersville next week for Edgerton at Ayersville next Friday night. Edgerton in a deep hole tonight.
Are we going to Frickers beforehand?
We can have a production meeting almost anywhere you want, Foz. We just need to arrange it, right?
That's right,
We
brother.
just need to arrange it. So that'll be our matchup next week. 2 weeks from tonight, we're in Eden for the Montpelier at Eden matchup, which should be an intriguing matchup on that Friday night. Back here, a 1st and 10 for Stritch at their own 46-yard line. Twins both ways. Kamaleski to Turner. Runs into a defender. Runs into his lineman. He goes down. Loss of 2, but there's all... Griffin Cooley, the tackle. Let's check the flag. The 6:13 mark, and it's another holding penalty against Cardinal Stritch. So now Montpelier will back Cardinal Stritch up more. It'll be a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Against Cardinal Stritch.
Takes Stritch back to the 36-yard line. Sharps to Friend on a TD pass of 17 yards. Friend a 1-yard TD run. That's our scoring tonight. 14-0 Montpelier. Stritch moving right to left midway through quarter number 2. They have a 1st and 20 at their own 36-yard line. Empty backfield. Kamaleski on a mini roll to the near side. Slings it into the flat. Pass is going to be caught by the young man that started the night at quarterback, Tavon Madrid. He gets about 5 on the carry before brought down. Apologies there, a little bit of an issue, but I believe we are back. 2nd down and 16. Kamaleski out of the pocket to the far side. Hit as he throws it away. I mean, buried by Grant Gurrell. The intended target was Colin Kane on the far side. By the way, it should also be noted, no Nathan Frontine as well. He came up with the staff and is helping up in the booth, had his jersey on, so an injury there to that 6'6 target. Also playing into an effect as well. That's a starting receiver that was back. So 3rd and 16 for the Stritch Cardinals at their own 40. 5:08 left first half on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. It's 14-0 Montpelier. Kamaleski has Turner in the backfield as a halfback to the right. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. Kamaleski straight drop. Pressure coming. Fackler got home again. That's 4 sacks in the half for Eli Fackler as he dumps him for a loss of 10. We're a second. So if you're just tuning in, 4:20 to go in the first half, another high-hanging snap. Stritch, it's a win if they get a punt off. It hit a Montpelier defender, but getting on it immediately was Jackson Staylor. It bounced off his kneecap, and he was heady enough to hop on it at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, Coach Robinson's just absolutely beside himself that time. Get away from the ball there, Jackson. Get away from it.
So a drive for Montpelier, not technically in Stritch territory, but close enough. 1:20 to go in the first half. The future state champs, according to the Foz, Archibald going to have to dig out of a 2-score hole now. It's 14-0 Liberty Center. Casey Moeller reached out and said he heard your prediction, so that's what's motivating the Tigers tonight. 14-0 Liberty Center. 3 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Back to throw Sharps. A go route for Brink, and he just overthrew him.
Brink had some separation that time, and you said it best, Angie. Just overthrew him by a yard.
But wait a minute, Mike Bumb. An update to our update. Chase Miller took the kickoff back, so Archibald has cut the lead in half with a special teams touchdown. Yeah. They're approaching intermission, and it's 14-7 Liberty Center.
A lot of football to be played, my friend. Just relax.
We're just having fun with you, my good friend.
Hey, Liberty Center's legit, though. There's no doubt about that.
2nd down and 10, Montpelier, their own 49. Trips to the left, twins to the right. Empty backfield for Sharps. They'll bring a man in motion to the near side. That's Staylor. Back to throw is Sharps. Pumps, throws over the middle, incomplete, and too early on Rummel is the defender from Cardinal Stritch.
I think it was a good call. Defender, don't know if he needed to do that, but he did have both of his arms around the shoulder blades there.
Another NWOAL update late in the second quarter. Wauseon whipping Swanton 27-0. Indians trying to get to 3-1 themselves. So that penalty marker allows Montpelier to move things down deeper into Stritch territory and move the chains to the 20, make it the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 Locos at the 36 of Stritch. Up 14-0. Looking for more. Friend in the backfield. 2 receivers both ways. Pistol formation. Sharps to throw. Over the middle, got Rummel on the crosser. He juggles and brings it back in. 30. Little stutter step move and will be snapped down near the first down, but I think he's going to be just a little bit shy. Pickup of 8. Kane the tackle.
Nice little crossing route there by Rummel.
Paulding leads Ayersville 8-0 with 5:40 to go. Paulding trying to get to 3-0.
Wow, a little surprising there. Nice turnaround for him.
Coached now by Paulding grad Jim Menzie. 2nd and 2 for Montpelier. 3:15 left in the first half. 14-0 Locos looking for more on a 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line of Stritch. Pistol look again. 2 receivers both ways. Friend with a penalty marker down. I think we're going to see our first hold on the Montpelier offensive line. Wasn't going to be enough for a first down. It was going to be a gain of a yard, but this holding penalty now will make it 2nd and about 12 coming up.
Just down the road, North Central is up 30-0 already against Hilltop.
Be another tough year for the Cadets, it looks like.
I think they're better. But
couple of key injuries I heard 2 weeks ago. And when you have low numbers already, that doesn't bode well. 2nd and 12 now, and a timeout on the field, and this timeout charged to Cardinal Stritch. 3:08 left, first half of football. Week 4, our score, 14-0 Montpelier.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
Tonight's winning 50-50 ticket number is...
Our score is 14-0 Montpelier out in front. By the way, timeout situation at the 3:08 mark. 2 remaining for Montpelier in this first half, and 1 timeout left for Cardinal Stritch. They spent that one on defense, Cardinal Stritch did. Happy you could join us tonight on this overcast Friday. The drizzle has gone away now here in Montpelier, at least. And we're just kind of settling in on this overcast night here this evening. It will be 2nd and 12 for the Locos back at the Stritch 38-yard line. Wauseon a 34-0 lead on Swanton now. 50 seconds remaining in the first half. So that will start on a running clock game in the second half. Trips to the right. 1 receiver to the left. Pistol formation. Friend is your running back here for Montpelier. On a 2nd down and 12. They'll bring Smith in motion to the far side of the formation. And movement on Montpelier. So now the penalty bug picking up here on Montpelier late in the first half. So now it'll be 2nd and 17 for Montpelier. 2nd and 17 back at the 43-yard line. 3 receivers come to the right side. Chavez Martin will be the only receiver to the left. Friend will be in the backfield. Sharp's in that pistol. Again, Smith in motion to the far side. Stritch shows blitz. And now more movement. Off on the snap count again is Montpelier, and another 5-yarder.
Yeah, 3 in a row right there. It's just a lack of focus.
And now it will become 2nd and 22. 14-0 Montpelier with the lead. We talked in the pregame about playing with success, and it's been, I think, up and down tonight. They have the 2-score lead. They've had their moments here in the first half, but also have had some of these type of moments where you have 3 straight pre-snap penalties and killing a little momentum, inconsistency, a growing young team. Far side formation, there goes Rummel in motion. Back to throw is Sharps, wants the screen, and blown up nicely by Cardinal Stritch.
Just kind of out of sorts here for Montpelier when really things are going their way, and almost like a mental letdown when you see 3 turnovers, and that play just didn't look clean.
So 3rd and 22 now for Montpelier at the 48 of Cardinal Stritch. Delta and Bryan deadlocked at 14. They have gone to the half. We're 3 minutes from intermission here. It's 14-0 Montpelier. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left. Sharps has 6 on the play clock. Gets the snap. Sharps to throw. Sharps down the middle. And it's intercepted. Picked off on the backside. I believe that's Madrid on the pick. And he's racing down to the right side and gets up to midfield. 25 on the return. That was a drive that was just destined to end badly for Montpelier. Just felt it after penalty, and then the turnover.
Yeah, you really did. And I think it's more mental than anything else with three penalties, and then just a really broken down play. And then that was kind of an ill-conceived throw. Really didn't have much chance to make a completion there. Madrid, after that interception there, you saw a little bit of speed.
Yeah, sure did. Opportunity here for the Cardinals just before intermission. They'll set up shop at midfield with a 1st and 10. Kamaleski, the quarterback, has Turner as his running back to the left. 2-by-2 formation, wide receiver wise. Snap gives on the inside to Turner. Turner runs into the arms of a Montpelier defender.
Yeah.
Hit immediately by Ash Walls.
Ash Walls and Grant Garrell again. He's had a big game. We talked a lot about Eli Fackler, who does now, we're told, have the school record with 4 sacks in one game. And Grant Garrell on the other side of that defensive end has done a great job as well.
Hey, how about another shout out for the K-3 cheerleader?
That's a loss of 1 on that play. So 2nd and 11. Game clock down to 2:15. Play clock, plenty of time there at 18. 2 receivers to the left. A wing and a receiver to the right, so an empty backfield. Stritch, boy, it looked like they got an early start. Throw into the flat. Is it scooped up and caught? It is. Kamaleski's throw was low, and the reception is made by Tavon Madrid. Pickup of 6. And it will be 3rd down and 5. We're going to stay here just under the 2-minute mark in the first half. Montpelier up 14-0. Montpelier electing to spend a timeout, Mike, hoping to get a stop and then be able to come get that punter. They've either partially blocked or gotten close on every snap.
Yeah, it's got to be, obviously, get the stop right here. That's first and foremost, and then get after that punter. Again, the probability of blocking it, what we've seen in 4 different punts, is very high here. So first things first, get the stop and get off the field if you're Montpelier.
So a 3rd and 5 awaits Cardinal Stritch at the 45 of Montpelier when we come out of timeout. A timeout remains for both teams.
Most of the offense is centered around Troyer and Madrid. For Cardinal Stritch, both have shown some speed and ability to break a few tackles, so eyes need to be on them.
3rd down and 5. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left. Turner in the backfield on the 3rd and 5. Kamaleski a roll to the right. Kamaleski now steps away from pressure. Kamaleski outside the pocket, going to run and going to be short of the first down. A friend nudged him out at the 44. He's going to be 4 yards short of the first down. He got 1 on that scramble. So 4th and 4, Mike Bumb, with 1:50 to go in the half.
You know, if I'm Cardinal Stritch, you're here to win the game. I'm going for it. It's on Montpelier's side. Your punting game has not been very good, and it looks like Cardinal Stritch is at least thinking about going for it here. So we'll see what happens.
They'll spend a timeout as, again, we stay here. 4th down and 4. Don't forget, when we are done with coverage of this tonight, we will get you to the Guardians and the Angels. 9:38 first pitch tonight from California. It's the Guardians and the Angels on B-Rock 100.9. 4th and 4 for Stritch. Game reset. 1:50 to go. First half of football. The Locos on a TD pass and a rushing touchdown have a 14-0 lead. Trying to get a stop. Stritch is out of timeouts. They're trying to extend this drive and get some points before intermission. Montpelier has 1 timeout remaining. Locos come in at 2-1. Stritch at 1-2 entering tonight. Don't forget, when we do get to halftime, our Ben Murray will check you out on scores, take a look at games going on around the area. 14-14 Brian Delta last we heard. Wayne Trace still in the first half. That's going to start the second half as a running clock. Trace pounding Edgerton 35-0. So they will send the offense back out. It is a 4th and 4 from the 44 of Montpelier. Trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. Kamaleski, and a flag flies, and it'll be a false start against Cardinal Stritch. Will they still elect to go for it now, Mike, on 4th and 9 at the 49?
Well, I think that changes things right now, Andy. It looks like the coach is motioning on the let's go for it, so he says run the play. Again, probably the same thinking that you and I have. They just don't have a very good punting game, and what do you got to lose?
You're listening to high school football coverage on WBNO-FM in Bryan as we hit the 8 o'clock hour here on a Friday night, approaching intermission. 4th down and 9 for Stritch at the 49. Back to throw. Kamaleski on 4th down. Hit, stays on his feet. Hit again, still on his feet. Steps away from Eli Fackler. He's at the 45, not going to get there. Kamaleski is tripped up shy of the 1st down. Friend got him first. Cooley cleaned him up. The scramble for 6 is going to still be short of the 1st down. And Montpelier will take over on downs.
A lot of time left. Montpelier still has 1 timeout as well.
They'll begin this drive, 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. 1:37 left in the first half. Officially make it their own 44-yard line. Sharps out of the pistol, Friend in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side. Sharps gets the snap. Sharps runs away from a little pressure. Now looking to just get something, turns it upfield, out of bounds. Turn the corner to get a yard to the 45-yard line. 2nd and 9 coming up. Good job up front by Stritch to get some pressure. 1:29 remaining in the half. A 14-0 Montpelier lead. Martin and Smith to the left. Rummel and Brink to the right. Friend in the backfield. Sharps out of the pistol, gets the snap. Sharps in the flat, pass is caught. Smith at midfield. Smith makes a move to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, 25, 20, and taken down inside the 20-yard line, all the way down at about the 16. Gain of 39 on the play, and now Montpelier in prime position here, Foz.
Yeah, this opens up the playbook a little bit for Montpelier. Now you can run, you have your timeout, so you're not just regulated to throwing the football. With the 1 timeout in the location that you're on here.
36 to be exact on that completion. Down to the 19-yard line. Empty backfield. 2 receivers and a wing to the right, 2 receivers to the left on this 1st down and 10. Slant. Caught. Rummel. Leveled, and then in and out of his hands, so they're going to call it incomplete.
Had a couple passes tonight that Nathan Rummel's just got to make. Drop the touchdown pass, and that's one of those there that you just got to make that. That's a good thrown ball by Sharps.
2nd and 10 from the Stritch 19. 1:13 left in the half. Montpelier trying to take a 3-score lead here just before the break.
Montpelier doesn't huddle. Communication comes from the coaching staff on the sideline.
2 receivers and a wing to the right, 2 receivers to the left side. Sharps with an empty. Sharps looks, fires, right side in the flat. Gorell 15. Gorell to the 10, and he makes a punishing move inside the 10 as he runs through King. Wilson Jr. Gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Yeah, it's good to see them to get the big fella involved there offensively. First catches he's had in a while there, and did a nice job of lowering his shoulder and finishing off the play.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line. 2 receivers both ways. Clock under a minute to go. Empty backfield. Here is Sharps to the 5 on a quarterback draw. Sharps knifes his way into the end zone for a 9-yard TD run. Hayden Sharps on 9 yards on the score, and it's 20-0 Montpelier. Cashing in on a 56-yard TD drive. And now Smith on for the PAT with 52 seconds left in the first half. Good drive by Montpelier. Yeah. Staler will hold. Snap, spot, kick is drifting and actually going to be short. 20-0 our score. Montpelier with the lead.
Good responsive offensive series after the one before kind of sloppy. Montpelier did a nice job of getting off the field there and really only took about, would they have, minute 37 or something like that?
Yeah.
So it really only took just over 40 seconds. And Sharps has been sharp.
Yeah.
How about that?
Had a few drops in there, too.
A couple drops, but all catchable balls. Started off a little bit rusty, I guess, for lack of a better way, or inconsistent. And really, since the second quarter, beginning of the second quarter, he's been money.
That was a 56-yard drive and a half dozen plays. Sharps with a 9-yard TD run. He has a touchdown touchdown rushing and a touchdown passing tonight. That TD pass to Brennan Friend of 17 yards.
He's only going to get better, too. He's, like I said, he's got all the measurements, 6'2", big hands to handle the ball, and all the things, all the good characteristics you like out of a quarterback.
So for Cardinal Stritch, they're going to need a lot of help because they have really not shown consistently enough signs that this is an offense that's waiting to explode tonight. So they're going to need Montpelier to help them get back in the game. When I say that, turnovers, penalties, that sort of thing, because this isn't, from at least the eyeball test for a half, this is not an explosive football team that can come get you points in a hurry. Here's a return to the near side, although a special teams play would help. And they're all the way out at midfield and beyond and going to give Stritch a short field. It's a great return. We just wish we had 23's name or somebody on that roster. He's made plays.
He has. He's had a couple good plays tonight, yeah.
So Stritch will take over after the great return to the 44-yard line of Montpelier. A chance here. Now they do have no timeouts. Drive that will start at the Montpelier 43-yard line.
Special teams for Montpelier tonight, at least from a coverage standpoint, not been very good. Something that Coach Robinson can talk about at halftime.
3 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left. Kamaleski, 1st and 10 at the 43. Kamaleski rolling to the right side, being chased by Gurrell. Penalty marker is down. He'll throw on the run downfield, and it's knocked down by Cam Smith.
There's got to be a penalty there because Kamaleski was at least 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage.
No marker on that side.
I didn't see one either. We have one down here for a hold, but...
Yep, and it is a holding penalty. You're right, though. He was across.
Right there in front of the official. I don't know how he missed that. Doesn't matter with the hold.
Sandusky County crew working the game tonight. George Kurelik Jr., Tom Smythe, Braden Martin, Eric Andrews, and Jeff Martin with the game tonight. Have their eyes on the game from Tri-State Vision Center. Penalty will take them back to the 47-yard line. Now it will be a 1st down and 20. 2-by-2 formation for the wide receivers. Back to throw Kamaleski. Kamaleski off to the right. Gurrell is there. Here comes Fackler to chase. Little stutter step move. Firing down the sideline. Pass is caught. Tiptoeing at the 45-yard line. Good reception by Toyer.
Nice job of Kamaleski buying time.
But 2 flags are down, Mike.
Boy,
hold on.
I didn't see that.
22 seconds left in the half.
That's frustrating there if you're a Cardinal Stritch fan because you just start to get some positivity offensively, and Kamaleski, makes a great play to get out of the pocket and buys time and delivers a real strong throw, and
another hold.
It's going to go back. Yeah.
Halftime, Tenora 28, Fairview 8. By the way, I'm glad we were able to mention the Tenora score. We also wanted to extend our thoughts and prayers to Eric Becker, the head coach of Tenora, leading up to last week's game. Lost his wife to a battle with cancer. Eric, a young guy, so I'm not sure the age of his wife that passed away, but certainly we're thinking of them. Archibald came together with Tenora last week. I don't know if you saw this. They all had Becker Strong shirts, the entire coaching staff, and the crowd was wearing these shirts, and they raised money for the Becker family. Football, for a lot of people, and in that instance takes a humongous backseat to what we do on Friday nights, and a lot bigger picture things going on. We just want to extend our wishes out to them. Kamaleski on the move, throws incomplete on 1st and 30, and now 15 seconds left in the half. They've gotten to the half down in Eden.
Yeah.
A shootout brewing there. Eden 30, Sand Creek, Michigan 24 at the intermission.
That sounds fun. 15 seconds. Is it second or third down with all the penalties? Okay. I lost track in all of those flags.
So 2nd and 30 back at the 37-yard line. Locos up 20-0 in this one with 15 seconds remaining. Kamaleski has Josiah Turner in the backfield.
Been a long minute and a half here.
Yeah,
second quarter,
it really has. Low rolling snap. Kamaleski gets it. Kamaleski gets away from Eli Fackler, but now is being chased by more Locos. Fackler got up and still went back and not going to officially get the sack because Kamaleski threw it away. He had somebody out there. Now he didn't get it back to the line of scrimmage though, even though he was out of the tackle box. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The half is over.
Should have been a flag, but as you said, it doesn't matter.
So the half comes to an end. A dominant first half by the Montpelier defense. The Montpelier offense, a little slow start, maybe a little inconsistency, but got some things going as the half wore on. 20-0 Montpelier in the lead as we go to the locker room and the main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime show on B-Rock Sports.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Montpelier, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Williams County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial. We invite you to visit us as a part of your pre-planning. By talking to us now, there's no stress or high pressure, just a friendly conversation to get you started. Our specialty is creating custom memorials with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. Come see us at the Williams County Fair. Save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial.
Continuing the family tradition, the Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency, and the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95, or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power, and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net.
Halftime here in Montpelier. We're at Hobie Krause Field. All Montpelier at the intermission, leading 20-0. Thomas Toyer is our Phantom 23. Number 4 is a Nathan Bennett. So we did get clarification on that from some Stritch folks here in the press box. So intermission, it is a 20-0 lead. Let's recap the scoring. Teams exchanged punts twice to start the game, and then Montpelier would start a scoring drive at the Stritch 28-yard line, would need only 4 plays. Hayden Sharps would get it to Brennan Friend on a 17-yard pass out of the backfield, and it was 7-0. Stritch would give it up on downs. Montpelier would fumble the football deep in Stritch territory. Stritch would then punt and give it back, and they had all sorts of problems with punts, a couple of partial blocks. A couple of times they were just stuffed trying to run with the football because of snaps. Montpelier would get another short field at the 36-yard line and then need 6 plays to get in for a 36-yard TD drive. Brennan Friend, the final yard, touchdown run, and it was 14-0. Montpelier would get their third and final touchdown of the first half on a 6-play, 56-yard drive Sharps a 9-yard quarterback draw for the touchdown. The PAT was no good, and it's 20-0 at the intermission. Before the Foz goes to his statistics from the first half, at the half, Wayne Trace leads Edgerton 35-0. Foz, your numbers.
So not many for the Cardinal Stritch Cardinals there today. We have them as officially a total of 3 total yards of offense. Just haven't been able to get really anything going, and when they have had some positivity, been nullified by penalties. Starting off the game was Tavon Madrid at quarterback, and he did complete 1 pass out of 3 for 2 yards. And then Blake Comiskey, who has been the starter, came in, and we have him now for 2 completions, 2 for 5 for 11 yards, for 13 total yards passing. Rushing the football, a lot of that has been because of the sacks. They've had some positive running plays, but then have taken some massive sacks with a -10 of total rushing yards, again, for a total of 3 yards. Tavon Madrid has led the way rushing. He has 11 total yards. You say, how do they have -13 if he's got 11? Because of all the sacks that have been taken. Montpelier, a little bit different story offensively. Hayden Sharp really looked sharp in the second quarter. First possession or 2 was a little shaky. Boy, he cleaned that up. He's thrown the ball 13 times tonight, and he's completed 6 of those for 103 yards in the first half. Also, Hayden Sharps has ran 1 touchdown for 9 yards, 1 9-yard touchdown for the Locomotives. Receiving the ball, Cameron Smith's got 1 catch for 39. Nathan Rummel 8, 1 catch for 8 yards. Braden Brink's got a catch for 13. Jackson Saylor a catch for 13. Grant Garrell 1 catch for 10 yards. Brennan Friend, who not only has 1 catch, but that 1 catch was for a 17-yard touchdown. And Chavez Martin also had 1 catch for 13 yards. So as you can see, all of his receivers have caught the ball, but all have caught only 1 time, spreading the ball around, which has been something that Coach Robinson has wanted to do, is try to get everybody involved. Rushing the football, Griff Cooley's carried it twice for 4 yards. Brennan Friend has been, again, the main workhorse for the Locomotives, who's carried the ball today 6 times for 10 yards. So not a lot of rushing on either side. Hayden Sharp's got 3 carries tonight, one of those being a -13-yard sack, but also has carried the ball for a total of 4 yards total for the Locomotives. The Locomotives have 18 yards on the ground, 113 yards in the air for a total of 133 yards of total offense. Friends got 1 touchdown, 1-yard touchdown run, a 17-yard catch, as I said, along with Sharps with a 9-yard TD run.
Halftime here in the Main Stop's halftime show, 20-0. Montpelier leading Cardinal Stritch. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll check scores around Northwest Ohio here at the intermission when we return.
Spend your week at the Williams County Fair. 2020 Custom Molded Plastics presents Kids Day, Monday, September 11th, a jam-packed day of fun where kids get in free from 9 to 3. Rides are open at 11 a.m. with wristbands available starting at $17. A bike giveaway at 5:30, and the high school band show brought to you by Spangler Candy and 2020 Custom Molded Plastics. You'll find great daily fun in the North Midway Entertainment area with Tactical Mobile Laser Tag, Circus Incredible, and Andy Rott's Entertainment Wild West show every day of the fair. United Healthcare and Montpelier Eagles 2246 have your Tuesday events covered. Senior and Disability Day from 9 to 3. The rides fire up at 5 with wristbands for $25. The cheer-off competition starting at 6. Wednesday's fun includes harness racing at 1. Rides starting at 5. And to close out the night, Enough Said will take the stage at the grandstand at 7 p.m. Thursday, come out for Youth Night with rides starting at 5 p.m. and Youth Night activities starting at 7. We'll see you at the Williams County Fair.
Looking to earn good money in a great work atmosphere? Come join the team at 2020 Custom Molded Plastics in Holiday City. They're now looking for full-time and part-time production operators, and they have schedules that fit everyone. Earn $500 monthly for perfect attendance, refer a friend, and get a $500 referral bonus. No mandated overtime, clean environment, and full benefits at 30 days. Apply online today at 2020cmp.com, then stop in Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 for open interviews on Selwyn Drive in Holiday City.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information, yet most people admit to doing it anyways. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Andrews O'Neill & Lowe with offices in Archbold, Bryan, or Wauseon, or visit us online at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
With a check of your Week 4 halftime football scores, I'm Ben Murray in with a check of your scores, brought to you by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them, the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. First and foremost, from Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier with Andy and Mike. Montpelier is up over Cardinal Stritch 20-0. North Central is bombing Hilltop 45-0 at halftime. Eden is bombing Sand Creek, Michigan 30-24. In our sister station broadcast on the Q96.5 FM with Dave Brobston and Derek Hugg, Bryan and Delta are tied at 14. Liberty Center is leading Archbold at half 14-7. Patrick Henry is leading Evergreen 22-0. Your halftime score in that one. This will be a running clock game in the second half. Wauseon at halftime right now is leading Swanton 34-0. It is Wayne Trace over Edgerton at half, 35-0. In the second quarter, it is Antwerp over Hicksville, 20-0. Halftime score, Tenora over Fairview, 28-8. Halftime score, Paulding over Ayersville, 15-0. Sandusky St. Mary's last check was bombing Stryker, 41-14. Halftime score, Holgate over Danbury, 44-6. Halftime score, Anthony Wayne and Napoleon are tied at 7 apiece. Halftime score, Otsego and Rossford. Otsego is leading Rossford, 20-0. Also at halftime, Columbus Grove is bombing Spencerville, 20-0. In the WBL at halftime, Van Wert is over Defiance, 28-0. Salina is bombing Shawnee, 21-0 at halftime. Elida is downing Ottawa Glandorf, 16-0 at half. Kenton is downing Bath 20-7, your halftime score. And also at halftime, Wapakoneta is downing St. Mary's 14-0. I will send it back out to Hobie Krause Field, to Andy Brigle and Mike Bumb after these messages on B-Rock Sports. Stay with us.
I'm Paul Rourke Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Williams County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors, and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rourke family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need. Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op.
Halftime here in Montpelier, 20-0. Locos in charge of this one as they are trying to close this out and get to 3-1, which would be 3-1 for the first time in a long time here in Montpelier. And they have looked pretty good in spots tonight, and a little inconsistent here or there, but they have been smothering on the defensive end tonight, made life a living hell for the Cardinal Stritch Cardinals. Foz, we talked a little college foot last week, and I asked, let's talk a little NFL. We got things underway last night with the Lions knocking off Kansas City. Overall, general, let's start with, by the way, we have an announcement. I can't believe we've gone this far. Bummer didn't even know this yet, but in light of Joe Burrow getting his extension, we're extending the FAS 5 year. You're going to get Joe Burrow-like money to continue in this job right here for Friday nights for the immediate future.
Listen, we're just hoping you're going to stay aboard out there.
Where am I going?
United Way, big wig, making great money, doing what you're doing. We're just hoping to keep you around, brother.
I love this.
Yeah,
I still love a Friday night press box and gymnasiums.
There's nothing like Friday Night Lights. There's nothing like hanging out with the Ange. By the way, you're the best in the business. I'm just tagging along for the ride.
I don't have to. Will you take a card for that?
By the way, United Way, you got something going on tomorrow. I know you don't want to talk about it, but you got a fundraiser at Eden, I'm hearing.
Yeah, we do. We have a fun night planned tomorrow night. So if anybody is looking for Saturday night plans, the Iron Horse Traveling Tavern will be out and about tomorrow night. We've got a band that was voted the best cover band in Toledo a couple of years running. They're called 56 Days. They play music from rock music, country music. They play a little of everything. They're known for wedding bands and for party bands. So, yeah, we're looking forward. If anybody's looking for a Saturday night activity to help a great cause like the United Way, tomorrow night at the community building in Eden, we want to thank them for allowing us to use that facility and a nonprofit rate, and Parish Farms for donating a hog tomorrow night, and they're cooking that for us tomorrow. And Cheryl at Miller's Markets has been terrific to work with and gave us all of our sides and cookies. So should be a fun night tomorrow night from 6 until 11 o'clock.
Cool.
So, Foz, I want to ask about the NFL. Let me start with the Bengals, with Joe Burrow now under contract. Bengals 17-game record, and how far can the Bengals go?
Very far.
Is this a Super Bowl team?
Maybe. I think, obviously, like any NFL game, the difference between real good teams and teams that aren't very good is paper thin. When you've got Joe Burrow, I will say this, the AFC division is very, very difficult. Cleveland and Baltimore and Cincinnati and the Steelers. I mean, that is a tough, tough division. I think Baltimore's the best team of all of them. But Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow, so they've got a chance. I look for Cleveland to beat them on Sunday, though, running the football. We'll see. Joe Burrow's not 100%. Well, they say he's 100%, but he hasn't had practice reps. So
12-5. If I give you that, over or under for the Bengals?
Under.
Under. Okay.
Under because the division's so tough.
Browns, let me say the Browns 8-9. Over or under?
Boy, about that. 7 under.
Okay. So the Lions last night. I know 2 starters not playing, one on each side of the ball, Chris Smith, Travis Kelce. The Lions, close last year with Dan Campbell to get in, 11-6.
Under. But I think they win their division.
Not a great division this year.
The weakest one, I think, in the NFL with Green Bay. And Minnesota's probably on paper the best team, if not Detroit. And Chicago's maybe a little bit better, but I think Detroit wins the NFC North.
Super Bowl pick from the Foz, including your Super Bowl champ.
Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Against the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles win it.
I'm going to go Bills, Niners.
Yeah. I like Philly simply because one game away last year, still hungry. Boy, what they did in the draft was, for a team that went to the Super Bowl, was really impressive. Their offensive line's still intact, which was dominant. Hurts has got to stay healthy, obviously, but they've got enough parts on the outside, on the perimeter. That defense ought to be lights out again. I like Philly to win it all.
Okay. I'm going to take Buffalo to win it all.
Yeah. Could be.
I think our friend down here, the AD's team, I think the Los Angeles Chargers, if they can get out of their own way and they make some silly mistakes, I think they could be a dark horse team
see that
in
contract?
the AFC. Herbert's or Joe's?
Joe Bosa's.
Nick Bosa.
Oh, Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
That's San Francisco. Yeah, but Joey, of course, in the Chargers. But Nick Bosa's up in San Francisco. Highest paid of all time defensive player. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
In the Burrow
extension.
extension.
Stay healthy, though, right? Him and Joey Burrow.
The Burrow extension was 5 for $275, and like that $210, $215 guaranteed to Joe Burrow as well. But when you get a stud, you got to lock that. Your quarterback's position is the most important position in all of football.
You can't win without him.
No.
And I know you can kind of point to 1 or 2 examples in the NFL when you've won without a superior or really, really good quarterback. Of course, the Baltimore Ravens in 2000, was it, with Dilfer?
Dilfer, yeah.
But not very often, man. It's usually you got to have a guy.
And the way football has evolved now, the quarterback spot is even more integral.
You got to have a good enough defense to survive, but you got to have a quarterback. And
you don't need that Ravens elite defense anymore.
You get, what do you get? 12 possessions a game in the NFL is the average. So out of those 12 possessions, you figure 28 points usually wins it. So you got to score on 4 of those 12 or something, 5 if you have some field goals possessions. So, offensively, I think, is the name of the game in the NFL.
Let's get back to this one. 20-0 Montpelier. Stritch is going to get the football first to start the second half. If you're Andy Robinson, what's your message to this Locomotive team up 3 scores?
Stay focused. We got sloppy. When you're up by 20 points, you can really harp on the things that maybe you screwed up on because you're not building so much confidence. Naturally, they have that confidence right there because they're up 20-0.
Yeah.
So you go in there and you talk about the series right before they scored, and I said, listen, this game ought to be 28-0, not 20-0. We shot ourselves in the foot. We had 3 penalties in a row. We didn't execute, threw the ball in the dirt a couple times. Don't be patting yourselves on the back, all right? He'll talk about special teams a little bit. Montpelier's kicked the ball off. A couple times it looked like Cardinal Stritch could maybe have broken those for long games.
Yeah, it's a good point there.
But then he'll end it with some positivity and say, defensively, you're playing great. They can't get anything generated. Our defensive line is living in their backfield. He'll talk about, let's get a turnover. We haven't gotten one of those yet. They've got 2 of ours. Montpelier's had an interception and a fumble. And Coach Robinson will say, let's get a turnover. Let's steal a turnover from them this half. That's something we haven't done. So a lot of the things that he can focus on, again, that gives you a lot of flexibility when you're up big because everybody's feeling good about themselves, right? And they feel, kids kind of, after about the second or third position when they're matching up with their opponent and they're moving them one way, they kind of know if they can handle them, And he knows his team's probably a little bit better than Cardinal Stritch. So you like that confidence, but then you can put them back down to earth and say, there's a lot of stuff you didn't do very well here tonight. And that'll be addressed from Montpelier. And we'll see how they respond. Montpelier kicks the ball off to Cardinal Stritch here. So the first 5 minutes of the third quarter so important. If Montpelier gets a stop and goes down and scores.
From the Stritch perspective, I mean, we already talked a little bit about it. They're going to need some help from Montpelier because we haven't seen that offensive firepower to make up a 3-touchdown deficit, right?
I don't see it happening. I really don't. I just don't think they've got the dogs to score enough to get back in this game. But I think you're taking the exact opposite approach as Montpelier. When you're getting beat soundly, you want to instill confidence in your team, okay? You want to kind of, over-dramatize the little things that you have done good. Consequently, Montpelier, winning big, you kind of want to focus on all the things you did wrong, right? You take it 2 different ways. So Stritch is in there probably building confidence with their kids. He's not berating them. Kids are trying hard. But talking about, hey, listen, we don't have a couple penalties here. We executed. We would have had some big chunk plays. Who knows what could happen? We can do that in the second half, and that'll be the kind of message that the coaches has to his team.
Halftime 20-0, Montpelier with the lead. Your halftime show has been brought to you by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them. The Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. We'll start that second half when we come back.
Get to Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan and pick up your gallon of paint to finish those outside projects at tremendous prices. Find the newest colors that are trending for 2023 and the best paint on the market. Clark & Kensington. Clark & Kensington paint should be your paint of choice. With excellent coverage, washability, and a lifetime warranty, Clark & Kensington paint with the primer built right in is the only paint you'll ever buy. And Donaldson's Ace Hardware on Union Street in Bryan is ready to help. Ace, the helpful place.
When you're on the road this summer, your rewards checking account at Midwest Community has deals from coast to coast that you can access online or in the app. It goes where you go, so you never miss a sweet deal on dining, hotels, entertainment, and more. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, just use the built-in roadside assistance to get back up and running. You also get cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and more, all included with your rewards checking account. It's banking that connects to life in all the ways you do. Learn more today at MidwestCommunity.org.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
See Cannell Insurance Agency of downtown Montpelier, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Well, as we said, Cardinal Stritch is going to be the team that gets the football to start the second half here tonight. So glad you could be with us, spend part of your Friday night here in week number 4 here of high school football. Quarterback position was manned by Tavon Madrid to start the game, and then Blake Kamaleski, who had been the starter and was the starter coming into this season and played more snaps there at quarterback. Started in the slot and a wideout position, and then finally have been moved to the quarterback spot here tonight in the second quarter. Touchdowns for the Locos tonight. Sharps to Friend, 17 yards. Friend on a 1-yard TD run. Sharps on a 9-yard touchdown run. Bryan extends their lead to Delta now, 26-14. They're early in the second half there. Deep for the Stritch Cardinals are Josiah Turner. And a little pooch kick fielded by one of the up men at the 33-yard line and crossing that to about the 35-yard line. Special teams played made by Chavez Martin. It'll be 1st and 10 for Kamaleski in this offense. They'll begin at their own 36-yard line. 1st down and 10.
So important here for Montpelier to really establish themselves and get off the field here 1, 2, 3. Not let Cardinal Stritch hang around and
get any momentum started.
Get any momentum at all.
It has been a smothering defensive effort from Montpelier tonight. A little confusion here. Is it? Oh, we had a flag down back near midfield. That's what we were doing. Oh.
A lot of flags this game.
Yeah. Trying to sort this out.
They're kick it again.
Yeah. I think Montpelier lined up offsides.
So no, I think it was Cardinal Stritch lined up offsides and instead of.
Okay, there we go.
You got to be back 10 yards or more. So Montpelier will kick it again.
Cardinal Stritch.
So it'll be a re-kick here. They'll move it to the 45-yard line now where Montpelier can kick. Might be an opportunity here to steal a possession.
Well, Andy Robinson did that once already. Tried, didn't work out so well with the squib kick in the first quarter after their first touchdown. I'd be surprised if he tried it again. And mainly because, Cardinal Stritch has got 5 guys right up top there. Not many holes.
So it's re-teed, and we're going to do this all over again here now from the 45-yard line. Cam Smith to kick it away. Montpelier 2-1, Stritch 1-2. Not a tack game again. Stritch not back in the tack officially till next year. And it's a liner and little windmill kick that'll be tossed back to Toyer. Thomas Toyer getting ahead of steam across the 35 to maybe the 40-yard line. 9 minutes to go, third quarter in the WBL. Van Wert leading Defiance 28-26. Defiance trying to get to 4-0, 3-0 for the first time in a decade and a half. So the line of scrimmage, they ended up gaining 3 yards. 9.5 to go, third quarter. Liberty Center 21, Archbold 7. 1st and 10 now from their own 39-yard line for Stritch. It's an empty backfield. Man goes in motion to the far side. Quarterback draw for Kamaleski. Kamaleski not going to get anywhere. Ash Walls stonewalls him. And it'll be a loss of a yard on the play. 2nd and 11. Quietly, he's had a pretty good night. And I say quietly because Eli Fackler has had what we believe to be a record-setting night with sacks.
Yeah, Ash is just a steady football player. And if you've ever talked to him, what a quality kid that he is.
2nd down and 11. Back at their own 38-yard line. Stritch moves right to left here in this third quarter. Play clock has 11 remaining on it. 3 receivers come to the near side, 1 receiver to the right side. Bennett in the backfield. Or check that. It is Turner in the backfield who gets the call. Turner trying to knife his way off to the right side, gets out to the 40, and that's about it. Pick up of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
It's good speed there by Turner. Just couldn't get to the corner. And credit Montpelier getting hands to the football.
3rd and 9. Montpelier winning the line of scrimmage, both sides tonight, in pretty dominant fashion.
Yeah. We're in the 4-front this week. Last week they were more of a 3-front. Ash Walls has dropped off the line and been in that middle linebacker position, done a real good job.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. A little roll out to the near side. Here comes Fackler, and he gets him again. Fackler running wild into the backfield.
Yeah,
if there wasn't an official record, that did it right there.
So we have him
for 5.
This is unofficial for 5 sacks, and he's probably, he could get 10 tonight because Stritch is probably going to keep throwing the ball or try to, and I just don't think they can block him.
Kamaleski is down. It'll be a 4th down when we come back. 20-0 Montpelier. 10 minutes to go, third quarter.
Be part of the Montpelier Athletic Boosters and help support all the athletes at the Montpelier schools by calling 419-485-6785. The Montpelier Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the Montpelier athletes good luck in today's game. Strive to be the best, and you will succeed at everything you do. The Montpelier Boosters are proud of all your achievements. Good luck and do your best. That's all anyone can ask. And go Locos!
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb back out here at Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier. 20-0 our score. Montpelier in front of Cardinal Stritch as they continue to work on quarterback Blake Kamaleski.
Looks like a lower leg injury, Andy. I don't know if it's a...
I don't think cramp.
It doesn't look like a cramp, does it? So if he's unable to go, then they'll probably go back to Madrid, who started the game, and I don't know the reasoning for that. Madrid may be a little bit more athletic, and maybe they're trying to generate some offense for that decision. But if he's unable to go, we would assume Madrid, which would take him out of the slot position that he's been playing. So when it rains, it pours if you're a Cardinal Stritch fan.
Yeah. Came into tonight at 1-2. Their win on the year against winless Fremont St. Joseph. In fact, rolled in that game. Bryan extends to a 34-14 lead now, losing on the year to Colonel Crawford and Woodmore this season. Montpelier with wins over Woodmore and Edgerton and in firm control of this game right now. Andy Robinson in season number 2 as head coach. Went 3-7 last year, the Fairview grad. Likes it here, wants to be here, and wants to build this program.
He's the right guy. He's the right guy in the right time. He's got a lot of numbers and talent. I know you kind of frown upon this when you got to start saying about how much talent and numbers you have. But the youth league, there's a lot of kids that want to play, so give him some time, and I think positive things are going to happen.
Pressure again, but they get the punt away. Coming up, and Rummel lost it at midfield, but a hustling Montpelier local. I believe that might have been Gorell that got on it at the 43-yard line. It was. Yeah. That's why you're always hustling on every play, right?
Why you're always hustling, yeah. Rummel just...
it's been a bad hands night tonight for Nathan Rummel.
Struggled a little bit there.
1st down and 10 from the 43-yard line of Stritch. Almost, you think now, a chance for Montpelier to possibly apply a knockout blow here.
I think so. What you're doing, first of all, Andy Robinson's got 21 players on his roster, so it'd be fine for him to get to the 30-point lead and get the clock running and he get out of here. So if I'm the Montpelier coaching staff, pour it on right now. Not to try to run it up, but you want to get to that continuous clock and save your players a long season.
Sharps on a slant. Good job that time by Rummel to look it in.
Yeah,
inside the 35 to the 34.
That's good for him there. Tough catch there. He's a good football player, by the way. Just
Picked up 9.
Had a couple drops tonight, but he's darn good football. Really good defensive back.
2nd down and 1 from the 34-yard line. Another drive that began in Stritch territory. 2nd and 1 at the 34-yard line. 9 and change to play in the third. 20-0 Montpelier on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Twins look both ways. Out route is thrown at the feet of Rummel that time.
It's the first bad ball Hayden Sharps has thrown since the first quarter, Andy. Midway through the first quarter. Everything else has been on the money.
It will now be a 3rd and 1 from the 34-yard line. Running back in the backfield is Jackson Staler. Actually, he will now leave and go split out to the left, making it trips left, Twins right. This smelled quarterback draw, not coming. Running away from trouble, 1st down carry and more, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! On 3rd and 1 at the 34, Sharps scampers home, and it's 26-0 Montpelier.
Yeah, just a broken play there, and Sharps finding some daylight and turning nothing into something.
And that extends the lead. They're going to just kick the extra point. I wondered if they'd try to get that point back from the miss earlier, but they'll kick the PAT. By the way, Patrick Henry, 30, Evergreen, nothing. Sharps, 34 on the run. Capitalizing on another great field position. 43 yards on the drive. Staler to hold. High snap. Got it down nicely, and the PAT is good. On the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard, Montpelier 27, Cardinal Stritch nothing. This is high school football on B-Rock Sports.
Are you a bow hunter or just love the sport of archery? Need ammo or a new rifle? The best place to find it all is at Knocking Point Outfitters, the only gun and archery shop in Northwest Ohio, with a huge selection of bows including Matthews, Mission, PSE, and Bear. A large selection of all your favorite rifles, shotguns, and pistols. With their indoor archery range, Knocking Point Outfitters offers lessons for beginners to advanced shooters, team building, corporate events, and youth archery programs. Let their staff help you find the right bow or gun along with accessories that best fit your needs. They're located on County Road 17, 1 mile south of US 6. Knocking Point Outfitters, the starting point for every perfect shot.
8:54 to go in quarter number 3. 27-0 Montpelier. 3-play, 43-yard drive. Sharps took care of the final 34. He has TD runs tonight of 34 and 9, and a TD pass to Brennan Friend of 17 yards. Friend a 1-yard touchdown run tonight as well, and it's 27-0. Taking advantage of, every touchdown drive tonight. First TD drive started at the Stritch 28, Stritch 36, their own 44, and then the Stritch 43. So 3 of the 4 scoring drives have been in plus territory tonight for Montpelier. Smith is ready to boot away here with a 27-0 lead. And the kick on the way.
Strong kick.
It'll be fielded. Turner shovels it off to Toyer. Toyer lost his balance, but still on his feet. Toyer spinning back to the middle of the field. He's at the 35-40. He's at midfield. Only Gurrell to beat, and he beats him. He is gone. Touchdown, Thomas Toyer.
Thomas Toyer on the touchdown run for Cardinal Stritch.
No flags on the play, and it was kind of a matter.
That's been the worst part of Montpelier's game tonight, has been special teams.
It sure has, and that's 2 other kick returns. Almost he busted it, and that time they did. Montpelier special teams just hasn't been good on kick coverage.
78 yards on the TD return. And Stritch is on the board at 27-6 now.
You talk about depth, Andy, if Montpelier, and that's when it really shows up on special teams, when you try to get a couple other kids in there, or your starters have been playing both offense and defense, and that's tough to do. And sometimes you almost have a little letdown and take a play off, and boy, there's no quicker way to score than on special teams.
They will go for 2 now in a 27-6 game. Kamaleski back in at quarterback. moving to the right, stops, fires, end zone, broken up on the play. Good defensive play by Friend, who was drifting back and tipped it away. So it stays 27-6. Montpelier, still 8.5 to go in this third quarter. We'll step aside and be right back.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
After the 78-yard kick return for a touchdown, it's a 27-6 advantage here. Montpelier will receive a kickoff for the second time tonight. Friend and Rummel are deep. It'll be kicked away by Colin Kane.
See, North Central is in a running clock situation with Hilltop up 45-zip.
Again, when we're done tonight, Guardians and Angels. Cleveland trying to hang around in the chase for the AL Central.
What do you like?
To win it all?
Yeah, win it all.
Boy.
How about Braves?
Braves are really good. That is a great team. They're going onside or attempt to find a soft spot and ends up going out of bounds. I think I like I love the Braves as far as the team to win it all, but you get teams that a lot of times in baseball, that best team, best record doesn't always win it because you can get locked into a dangerous short series or, somebody that just gets hot at the right time. I'm going World Series pick. I'll go Braves and Rays. And Atlanta to win it all. LA would normally be in that conversation, but their pitching staff has been decimated with injury and they're relying on 3 rookies now in the rotation, and that usually doesn't get it done in postseason baseball. Keep an eye out for Philly to maybe get hot again, though, too. Phillies. So that kick out of bounds will give Montpelier the football at their own 41-yard line.
Good crowd here tonight at Montpelier, though. Yeah. Had youth cheerleaders, and there was about 100 of them out there, so all their parents and grandparents came to watch.
And I think maybe a slightly better than expected crowd traveling from Stritch. I mean, from my opinion anyways, I was thinking the number was 20 and under, but that surpassed that on the Stritch
100
side.
people over there.
2 receivers right, 1 receiver left, pistol formation on a 1st and 10 at the 41. This is Brennan Friend stacked up initially at the line of scrimmage, but does fall forward. Wyatt Hayden, the tackle, for a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Brennan's
Wayne Trace.
7th carry for 11 yards.
Wayne Trace, 35-0, still over Edgerton. That's a running clock. Edgerton going to be 1-3 after tonight. In a transition year. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left on 2nd down and 9. Sharps wants to throw. Sharps steps up in the pocket, looks deep for Brink, and it's off his fingertips. That's another missed opportunity that would have or should have been 6.
Yeah, that was a well-thrown ball there. Brink, who was the
flag, by the way, hold on.
Yeah, would have came back anyway. It looks like, roughing the passer, so going to get 15. Brink, who was the hero last week and had over 150 yards receiving, and an interception, was fantastic, and he sure would like to have that one back because that hit him right in the hands.
So that bails Montpelier out, and that will get them into Stritch territory. And a fresh set of downs. 42-14, Bryan over Delta.
Be interesting to see how some of these area scores, from specifically Archibald and Liberty Center. So, Ben, you get something, let us know.
He's been napping back there. We got to keep him active. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. New line of scrimmage is the 43-yard line of Stritch. Sharps to throw again. And that pass too tall for Braden Brink on the post route. 2nd down and 10. Clock stops, 7:37 remaining. It's a 27-6 advantage. Montpelier in front. We have a final. Patrick Henry 38-0 over Evergreen. So that ran into a running clock game, 38 zip.
Patrick Henry's legit. There's 3 teams in the NWL that are really good that I think could make a little bit of a run in the playoffs. And that, of course, is Archibald, Liberty, and Patrick Henry. And then Wasion's a good team, too, but not to the level of those 3.
No, but quietly going to get to 3-1 when the night's done, Wasion. 2 receivers right and left. Sharps wants to throw. It's a screen, and it's Chavez Martin, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. See you later. Touchdown, Chavez Martin. A jailbreak screen for 6.
Haven't seen that play from Montpelier in a while. We didn't see it last week against Edgerton. Really, really well schemed, and Chavez catches the ball, as you said, on the jailbreak and just shows that great speed that he has.
Sharps to Martin. 43 in the score. And it's 33-6 Montpelier. As Smith is on for the extra point.
Again, if you're Andy Robinson, he really likes spreading the wealth around here, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different kids for Montpelier have caught a pass tonight.
So the extra point fails. It is 33-6 Montpelier. Timeout on the field.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
Update in the NWAL, Liberty Center 28 and Archibald 7.
Wow.
Casey Moeller's got the crew fired up tonight.
Boy, he does. Don't bet against the Tigers.
That's another physical team that he's got. Again, last year they said it was maybe the most physical Liberty Center team that they've ever had. That was,
I tell you, don't they just keep churning them out, though? A town that size. I mean,
Liberty Center is one of the most amazing footballs. And you know what? Yes. We were talking up here in the box in pregame before we got on the air about the incredible numbers that they have in all sports.
It's unbelievable. Good, strong community. Good, strong Lutheran community. Very religious. Good farm kids. But 70 kids on a roster for the school. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
End of 3. WBL update. Van Wert 36. Defiance 34. Game of the night is residing in the Western Buckeye League. Squib kick that's on the deck. It'll be covered up on the near side. Lorenzo Thomas got on it. And it'll be Stritch football.
I like that by Coach Robinson. There's some may say, why are you doing that when you're up 33-6? And
explain why.
Well, in my opinion, I don't mind it at all. Montpelier's got 22 kids on their roster when they're all healthy. And Coach Robinson would love just to get to that continual clock, which you have to be up by 30 points, so he can save some tread on the tires of his team in a long season.
Yep.
And I think it's the right thing. I think pour it on him right now and try to get out of this game and give it the continuous clock.
That's a great explanation. Stritch is shuttling all kinds of bodies on and off the field. They get Toyer in the backfield now. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Kamaleski, the quarterback. 33-6 game. Montpelier in front. Still 7:24 left in this one. Toyer is going to get the carry. Toyer, that whole play was blown up by kind of the exchange quarterback to running back. And now a late flag comes in. And it was away from the football is where this is going to be happening. This is going to be a dead ball foul. And it's either Brink for Montpelier or the Stritch wideout here on the near side. And it was more, I think, jawing. It's going to go against Montpelier. It's a dead ball 15-yarder. So that will move the sticks for Stritch into Montpelier territory.
It's an offsetting penalty.
Oh, beg your pardon. Okay, so it did go both ways. All right. Stand corrected. I thought that was the Montpelier sideline reaction was it was only going to go on them. And a good coaching moment right now for Andy Robinson in talking with Braden Brink here on the sideline about just keep cooler heads that always need to prevail.
Play with emotion. Don't let emotion play with you.
3 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left. High snap for Kamaleski. Pressure off the edge. Got away from one. Got away from a second. Fires down the field. It's juggled and dropped. Intended receiver was King Wilson Jr., who was belted by a Cooley.
Yeah, Cooley did a nice job there at the end to jar it. If King Wilson Jr. was just trying to get it on the second catch there. Good job by Kamaleski to avoid 2 tacklers there from up there just to be able to get that off in the first place.
So it'll be 3rd down and 15 from the 42-yard line. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd. We have moved to a dead stop pace here almost with time coming off the clock. A lot of drops and balls on the turf and penalties, stoppages, throw downfield. Pass is caught by Kane. He's at midfield, makes a move, and then will be buried at the 46. But Mike Bumb, he got 12. This at least makes this a gettable 4th and 3.
Yeah, nice job again by Kamaleski of just extending the play there by avoiding tacklers, keeping his eyes up, and delivered a nice ball.
So they will keep the offense out there.
Well, that, I believe, was to caught that Turner?
Colin Kane.
Yeah, Kane.
Jack Hurst has scored for Archibald. 11 minutes to play, 28-14, Liberty Center. Get an Eden update in just a moment with Sand Creek, Michigan. 2 receivers both ways, 4th and 3. Quarterback draw, Kamaleski. There's a marker down. He has the first down if it stands.
There is a flag on the play.
The illegal shift there, the officials indicating. So a lot of penalties there tonight for Stritch, who've, once they've gotten things going, and they've had some nice plays, they've got them called back.
And just as Archibald gets to within striking range, a kickoff return going the other way for the Liberty Tigers.
Yikes.
35-14 Liberty Center now.
Liberty's going to win that.
End of 3. Eden 38, Sand Creek, Michigan 24. So now it becomes a 4th and 8 situation for Cardinal Stritch with still 5:59 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 33-6 Montpelier. If you're just joining us here on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard, Loco's going to be heading to 3-1 when this night is done. Stritch is going to fall to 1-3. The 4th down snap will be closer to 7. Edgerton avoids being shut out, losing to Wayne Trace tonight, 42-6. That's a final. Here's Kamaleski on 4th and 7. Pressure coming down the seam. He overthrows everybody. Rummel had great coverage on Jordan Johnson, and it'll make that King Wilson. It'll be giving it up on downs. Montpelier will take over, and now an opportunity here, Foz. If Montpelier punches one in, we would move to a moving clock game.
That would not...
It would not disappoint.
Would not disappoint me.
From midfield is where Montpelier will take over. Because tonight is just one of those games. Virtually from the, let's say, the first couple of series, the eyes told you that Montpelier was by far and away the better football team.
Just, Cardinals just playing hard. Too many mistakes, but just can't get anything going defense or offensively. Credit Montpelier, too. They played hard and led by Eli Fackler with 5 sacks tonight.
Here's going up top. Sharps wants it all for Brink, and it's incomplete.
Sharps pass ball is incomplete, intended for Brink.
Closest man actually might have been Madrid on coverage. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Almost just a route that wasn't precise that time to get to the football.
No, I thought maybe Brayton should have broke off his route there and tried to come back a little bit. Wasn't a very well thrown ball, but
Van Wert, 43, Defiance 34, just under 10 minutes to play in that one. 2nd and 10 coming up here. Sharps to throw over the middle and broken up.
Oh,
nice job by Cardinal Stritch. Johnson, or make that Turner, who broke it up.
Player in now on the coverage for Cardinal Stritch.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 from midfield. 5:23 to go in the 3rd. In the backfield with Sharps right now is Smith, but that's just to get the call. He will go as a receiver to the left, joining Martin in a twins look that way. Trips to the right, so an empty backfield. Play clock at 8. 3rd and 10, Montpelier at midfield, up 33-6. Stepping up, firing, and it's through the hands of Nathan Rummel. He sat down in the zone, was right at the sticks, just unable to look it in, and the Montpelier punt team's coming in, but we have a penalty flag. It is a holding penalty against Montpelier.
Yeah. Stritch will probably decline that. Catchable ball.
And they'll keep it at 4th and 10. The new punter tonight has been Hayden Sharps, and he has hit a couple of boomers in the first quarter of play. Those have been the only 2 punts for Montpelier tonight. This will be his 3rd one now. With 5:17 remaining in the 3rd. It is 33-6 Montpelier. Kick is away. Fair catch signaled for and will be grabbed at the 20-yard line.
Fair catch.
If we get to the 9:38 mark and game still going, we will go to the Guardians Angels. Cleveland in the midst of a pennant chase right now, trying to, well, not a pennant chase, trying to get a division title. And that's a 9:38 first pitch, so we will head there if we're still going. I say that because that's still half an hour away, but this has been a quarter that began at supper time tonight. Or at least it's felt like that, hasn't it?
Yeah, not many ticks have went off the clock, Angie, that's for sure.
1st down and 10 for Stritch at their own 20-yard line. Try to keep all of the both listeners to this game and our Guardians fans going as well. Josiah Turner runs into a lot of waiting arms. Brennan Friend, one of them there. Wesley Hartsock was there. Not much room. In fact, he'll lose a little yardage. 2nd and 13 coming up. Maybe even 14. Maybe a loss of 4 on that play. Back to the 16-yard line.
Andy, I've got right now -7 yards of total offense for Stritch. Now, again, there's been more productivity than that, but the sacks, they've taken so many of those that have negated their rushing yards.
2nd down and 14 from their own 16. Kamaleski wants to throw, but now can't because he has some running room. He gets across the original line of scrimmage. Good positive gain out to the 23, so give him 7 on the run.
Kamaleski's got some speed.
You can see why he was the biggest part of the game plan for Montpelier tonight.
Yeah. Long strider.
How would you describe you?
Well, not a long strider. Not a strider, period.
So scouting report on you back in the day was not dual threat quarterback. It was pocket passer.
I don't know.
3rd down and 7. Hey,
Angie.
You know, you were as good as it got for me watching for my money. Here's Kamaleski again under heat, running away from heat, throws downfield, it's intercepted. Cam Smith could go the distance. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Pick 6, Cam Smith.
What a great break that time by Cam Smith. And I thought that was going to be completed, and Cam Smith really came out of nowhere from across the field and picked it off, and there was nobody there then. It's a great play by Cam.
45 yards on the INT return, and it is 39-6 Montpelier. As we will get to a running clock situation.
You know, keep things in perspective, too. It's a win for Cardinal Stritch in the respect that they're playing football this year.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point.
Didn't have football last year because of numbers, and it's becoming increasingly more and more difficult to sell the great sport of football. Didn't have it. They bring it back this year. So those kids who lost the year, certainly it's hurt their overall performance. But you know what? They're back playing. And I'll never be overly critical of high school kids that are playing football, whatever their record is, because those kids put a lot of effort.
I want to take a quick break, and I want to come back to that point. Yeah. 39-6 Montpelier. We'll be right back.
Fall is a great time to work on your home. Is your home well insulated? Field Supply Center in Blakesley is now stocking the Attic Cat and the Pro Cap blown insulation system. Forget about the dust from the old blown insulation. Attic Cat is the new clean way to insulate your walls and attic. Field Supply Center also offers CertainTeed Landmark shingles, one of the best shingles for your roof. Now is the time to take care of your home. Whether you need insulation, shingles, siding, or window, make Field Supply in Blakesley your first stop.
39-6 Montpelier. We were talking about, by the way, that INT return. Cam Smith, the 45-yard return, defensive touchdown. Go back to that. Now, remember, it wasn't all that long ago. Antwerp spent a year without football. It took them a little while to recover. They played a JV schedule. Stritch missing last year. So what are you looking for in this, not a rebuild, but a reboot of your program? What do you want to see this year, and what do you want to see going forward out of, if you're a Cardinal Stritch fan, booster, whatever it might be?
Well, first you got to get numbers. Football's a numbers game, and then within that numbers, you will then be able to have competition for positions. When you have competition for positions, then you can require more out of the players in terms of off-season workouts and in terms of the competitiveness that you have during the season. So it all begins, I guess the short answer is with numbers, so you can instill that competition all year round, and of course consequently then makes you a better football player.
Penalty marker on the return, thrown by the side judge.
But when you don't have competition, Andy, you can't require too much in the offseason because you need the kids to play.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Tell them you can't play? No, you got to have them to have a team. Then when you get into the season, if you don't have any competition, how hard do you push the kids in practice? Because you don't want them to leave because you got to have a team.
Push, pull.
Or if that kid knows there's no way he's not playing on Friday night or he's not competing against anybody every day, that doesn't help him develop. So it all begins with the numbers aspect, and that's the challenge for all high school coaches throughout the country, because football's a difficult sport, and we live in a world of convenience, and football does not align with that convenience, and that's why numbers have dropped across the country. It's difficult. It's tough sport to play.
It will be Stritch football, trailing 39-6 after we sorted everything out. It was a hold. Initially, it was indicated against Montpelier, but they pointed the wrong way. It is a holding penalty on Stritch. So it's a drive for Stritch that will begin at their own 39-yard line. And I'm not sure that clock should be running. Liberty Center 42-14 over Archibald with 5 minutes to play.
I guess I missed the boat big time, didn't I?
It's one night.
That's one night.
It's one night. Swing pass to the near side for Stritch. That is going to be caught. Ooh. A hurdling attempt here on the near side run by Tavon Madrid. Tripped up by Walls. Brink, I beg your pardon, on the stop. It's a gain of about 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Again, Guardians, Angels, 9:38 first pitch tonight. We're inside of 2 minutes left in the third quarter of this running clock game, and Montpelier in the lead 39-6. By the way, this is the start of the first of 3 games for Cardinal Stritch involving Williams County. The next 2 they will be hosting. They get North Central at home next Saturday, and then they'll host Hilltop. We'll get you Montpelier in an updated schedule in just a moment. Kamaleski gives inside. Big hole running the football for Josiah Turner, who pounds into Montpelier territory at about the 49. 17 on the run for Turner.
Yeah, just a nice job. Little zone inside. Now we've got a flag after the play. And I think it's going to go against Stritch. And Josiah Turner's upset because he had a great run there, and the kids just losing their composure.
Final in the NWOAL, Wauseon 48, Swanton 13. So Wauseon has won. Patrick Henry has won. Liberty pulling away. And then also Bryan had a sizable lead. So those will be your winners tonight in the NWOAL when all is said and done. Wayne Trace has won in the GMC. Haven't heard anything. Tenora was up on Fairview big, 28-8. Haven't heard anything involving anybody else. Well, no, Paulding Ayersville we had scores. Hadn't heard anything on what Antwerp was doing tonight. No. Wild one with Van Wert and Defiance. Cougs were up 43-34. Here it's 39-6. Montpelier on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver left. We had offsetting penalties. Dead ball fouls. Pressure coming on Kamaleski. A little chip block kept it alive, and the pass is going to fall incomplete. It was intended for Nathan Bennett. The heat was coming from Landon Fackler.
Yeah. Cousin of Eli, who's had 5 sacks tonight. Just couldn't get to him there. Kamaleski got it off just in the nick of time.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Montpelier 49. Might be the last snap of the quarter coming up here with a moving clock. 28 seconds and rolling. We talk about dealing with success. Montpelier winning in overtime over Edgerton last week. A couple of roadies coming up for Eden, or for Montpelier, one of them against Eden. Inside give to Turner. Fackler got his hands on him, Landon, and then it was cleaned up by Carter Wade. And that'll do it for the third. 3 in the books, 39-6 Montpelier on B-Rock Sports.
John Dye and everyone at Strong Real Estate in Montpelier would like to wish all the athletes in tonight's game good luck. Located right in the heart of Montpelier, Ohio, Strong Real Estate Solutions is successfully helping people find that perfect home, building lot, or commercial property. Strong Real Estate Associates are available to provide you with full service in all your real estate needs. Contact John Dye today at Strong Real Estate Solutions in Montpelier, Ohio.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
Welcome back to Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier. About ready to begin quarter number 4. It's 39-6 at Montpelier. Bryan was up 49-28 on Delta. That's got just a couple of minutes left in it. Antwerp has gone final. They mauled Hicksville tonight. So the Archers remain undefeated. It's a 3rd down for this Stritch offense. 3rd and 5 from their 44-yard line. I'm sorry, 3rd and 5, make it 4. 3rd and 4 from the Montpelier 44. North Central has shut out Hilltop 51-0. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Kamaleski rolling. Kamaleski over the middle, tipped away by Braden Brink.
Nice
deflecting
job.
it away from King Wilson Jr.
I like what Braden Brink did there, making a play at the highest point.
And it'll be 4th down. And if you're Stritch, it might be the last time you get your hands on the ball. Speaking of getting your hands on the ball last, whoever has it last in this one may be the winner. 4 to go in the WBL. Van Wert, 43. Defiance 42. Wild one there. We'll keep you updated. 4th and 4.
Defiance already winning a close one against Wapakoneta earlier in the season. Been there. Not sure about Van Wert, what their scores have been.
And a flag flies. We have a timeout. I'm not sure what. It's pointing. Oh, the movement by King Wilson Jr., I think.
Yeah.
Or was it an equipment issue? Because he's running off the field now.
Yeah.
And they threw a flag, so I think that was more of this to get the play stopped. Not a penalty on anybody.
He didn't have his mouth guard in, maybe?
So 4th and 5 officially from the 44. Kamaleski has a running back to his right, 2 receivers and a wing to the right, receiver to the left on a 4th and 5. Kamaleski to throw. Looks down to the right sideline. It is caught. Good adjustment on the football that time. Tavon Madrid on the reception.
Wow, great throw by Kamaleski and great catch by King Wilson. Highest point there and puts Cardinal Stritch now in the red zone of scoring position.
And they are hustling now to the line of scrimmage here. It is a 1st and 10 at the 11. Kamaleski waiting on Josiah Turner to get the shoes laced up. And he is ready. Turner on the give. Turner, a little move initially to sidestep one man and then showed a little power driving his way for 3 yards.
Turner's
Carter Watterson, the tackle.
Workhorse tonight. He's carried the ball 9 times for 33 yards.
It'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 8-yard line. 39-6 Montpelier. 9:40 remaining in this one. It's a 2nd and 7 at the 8-yard line. Kamaleski has Turner as a left halfback. 2 receivers go left, 1 receiver to the right. 2nd and 7 at the 8. Play clock at 5. Kamaleski to throw. Kamaleski flush to the left. Kamaleski coming back, now looking for a running lane, gets a block, throws towards the end zone. It's incomplete. A trio of receivers were in that area, and now a flag is down.
Don't know what the flag is, but I thought that could have been caught there. It was a pretty well thrown ball by Kamaleski.
It's a holding penalty on Stritch.
Just so frustrating. Again, Cardinal Stritch does some good things, and then, boy, they shoot themselves in the foot a lot, don't they?
By the way, I'm still unsure as to why that they're stopping the clock. Even penalties, it's running now, but even when penalties are called, it's a non-clock stop situation. It's a continuous clock. There's only certain things, and that's not one of them. So the holding penalty will now make it 2nd and long. Probably, 2nd and 18 now? We're at the 8.5-minute mark, 39-6. Montpelier in the lead. Stritch is approaching this, especially in a moving clock, that this might be their final possession of the night. They're back at the 18-yard line. 2nd and 17 at the 18. Kamaleski steps up, runs 20, 15, 10, and gets out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Gets 10 on the scramble. It's gone final. Liberty Center 42, Archibald 14 in the battle of unbeatens tonight.
I called it.
You were all over that, Jimmy the Greek. But you're still alive for the Archibald State title game.
I said, yes, I did say that.
You're alive there. 3rd and 8 at the 9.
North Central 51. Hilltop nothing. Hilltop's got some injuries, and Joey Burt for North Central kind of lighting them up there. Running back and defensive.
7.5 to go. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right side. Turner in the backfield, on the throw, 3rd and 8. Kamaleski on the move, jump pass is intercepted. Some running room near sideline, 20, 30, and knocked out of bounds. The INT belongs to freshman Wesley Hartsock.
Good for him. Wesley Hartsock, a freshman. Coaches really like him. nice athlete who moved out of the district and then came back in. And I think they all got high hopes for Wesley. That'll make his day.
Change of possession, and let's see who comes out there offensively. And again, as Foz talked about earlier, low numbers for Montpelier in the low 20s, but you do want to take an opportunity here to get some guys that, if you can, in some spots.
Yeah, because you don't have a JV team either. So there's a handful of kids that just aren't getting much time. So if you can get as many of them in as possible to keep them interested, all the better.
Brian Delta's gone final, 49-28 Bears. Now the meat of some of that schedule for Brian will be played. Liberty, Archibald, Patrick Henry, Wasion will be later. Timeout on the field. 6:52 to play. 39-6 Montpelier. Back for the finish.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Williams County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors, and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial. We invite you to visit us as a part of your pre-planning. By talking to us now, there's no stress or high pressure, just a friendly conversation to get you started. Our specialty is creating custom memorials with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. Come see us at the Williams County Fair. Save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial.
Continuing the family tradition, the Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Wesley Hartsock in at quarterback now for Montpelier. Hayden Sharp's night will be done. Montpelier going to be 3-1.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that schedule that we had mentioned here. We'll start that after this play. Griffin Cooley hit in the backfield. Still able to maneuver his way. Ramir McMillan got his paws on him.
A couple winnable games, too, coming up. I know.
So here's your schedule.
Yeah.
At Sand Creek, Michigan, which they were in a fight with Eden tonight, but it was a two-score game. It appeared, barring a comeback, Sand Creek was going to fall to 1-2. So just on paper there, seemingly a winnable game. At Eden, that's not unwinnable.
No.
Got to play well. Eden's good. Got to play well. Van Lew at home.
Should win that one.
Northwood at home. That's 0-3 right now. I'm sorry, at Northwood. Tough sledding at Ottawa Hills, and then you're going to be favored at home against Hilltop. So W's are out there for Montpelier.
Yeah, and all you got to do nowadays.
Hartsock gives to Cooley again, hit at the 30 and drop there, loss of 1.
Is to win 6 games, and then you're in the playoffs. So 6 is realistic from up there.
Yeah, they're halfway there after tonight, and they tonight with this win will have matched their win total of all of last year.
Question for you, Andy. I know we've got like 2 listeners out there right now, but what is stopping anybody from scheduling really weaker teams in the non-conference schedule?
That's a great point.
All you've got to do, you don't have to worry about computer points there. It means nothing.
You got to get to the top 16. And now, not 8.
If you got 3 non-conference games, why wouldn't you schedule the weakest 3 teams you could possibly schedule?
Yeah. You make a good point.
That's a good ball.
Chavez Martin on the catch from Hartsock. Still moving the pile. Chavez Martin will have 10. Make it 9. He'll be 4th and short. Tenora Fairview's gone final. Tenora wins 42-14. Eden ends up pulling away from Sand Creek and winning handily 52-24. Eden now 3-1. And then again, that Wayne Trace Edgerton game final at 42-6. Here it is 4th and 3 for Montpelier with 4 minutes and 15 to go in this one. Locos up 39-6. And now the punt team is on. I stand corrected. Punt team is on it. Sharps to kick it away. Had a good game tonight. Inserted as the punter. Gets a good one away there. Coming over to make the grab near side is Josiah Turner. Turner fights his way up near the 30. Turner's been a bright spot for Stritch tonight.
He has. Ran the ball hard tonight. Been consistent back in the return game.
Apologies there. We dropped out just for a bit. Didn't miss any action. Final snaps coming up here. The only thing I would say, back to your point, is Kamaleski gets that, throws a little quick screen to the far side. Colin Kane incomplete. Is that if you do get in, you're not necessarily tested. You've scheduled 3 Sisters of the Poor.
Right.
You know, you haven't played anybody any good. But to your point, that gets you in.
Or for your own conference schedule.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. It seems like when we talk to coaches, more and more of them were kind of liking it than what we thought they did originally.
Did you see different sport to talk about? Your sport now, basketball. Yeah. Did you see the OHSAA made it official? Last year, the Northwest District did it as a pilot test where it was seeding done by RPI. Yeah. That is now going to happen statewide, and it's going to be done by Max Preps that's going to do it statewide now. So your seeding in basketball season is going to be handled there, not by a coach's vote. A run and a fumble after a gain of about 12 on that carry. The ball carrier is Takai Myers.
The ball carrier.
He gets a first down with 2:40 to go in this one. 39-6 Montpelier.
I like that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm good with that. I loved it last year.
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Want to thank Joe Brigle, the AD here, for his hospitality, and of course Andy Robinson as well. We're going to be heading to the Guardians and the Angels. I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. First pitch there coming up in 7 minutes. Myers again, another run of a couple. Tackle is made here on the near side by Malachi Smith, 5'11" freshman. Under 2 to go in this one. 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers both ways for Stritch. As Kamaleski remains in there. Little pull and read, 45, and knocked out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Picks up 4. Brink ran him out. 3rd down and medium coming up here.
3rd down and about 5 to go.
Locos jumped out. Never trailed in this one.
Montpelier's got everybody in the game here. That's good. That helps your overall on practice next week and as you prepare for Sand Creek.
Here comes Kamaleski again around the right side and out of bounds in Montpelier territory. It's a first down carry, I believe he got the... Yeah, he did to the 45.
The thing about the parochial schools, too, is they can get good in a hurry. You know, as kids can enroll quicker or for whatever reason. So you look at some of these smaller Catholic schools, or any Catholic school for that matter, you know, you can really, you know, one year you look in your roster, it could be a totally different roster next year. So that's a positive thing if you're a Cardinal Stritch fan.
One more snap here, barring penalty. Kamaleski hands on the inside, and it's appropriate. Montpelier gets a tackle for loss. Gary Robinson with a stop to end it. Montpelier in dominant fashion tonight wins it over Cardinal Stritch to get to 3-1. Your final, Montpelier 39, Cardinal Stritch 6. Stay with us, a short break. Guardians, Angels, so long from Montpelier on this Friday night.